And we're live. Today, we talk Megan Thee Stallion, rejection, and sexual harassment on today's Imperfect Gentlemen show. Today is Wednesday, and you know what that means. You are listening live from the Comedy Store on Sunset to the one and only sounds of the impeccable, impenetrable Tehran Von Gossary, alongside Mr. GK, who is not in the building as we miss him, who is on a production set in Washington, D.C., where we're from, and we are Imperfect Gentlemen, the show that brings expert female panelists to help guide us on our society's much-needed quest to become better men. Today, our expert female panelists are host, creator, and social activist Steph Sabra. Yeah, you get social activist today.
Yes.
Super host.
Oh, us?
Yeah, super host and
Let me have a
producer
moment.
that so many people love to hate and others hate to love, the infamous Roxy Stryer.
At least I'm a super host, you know?
You're a
like,
super
I'm a
host.
super host. You were just a host. Lame as shit. It's fine.
And the most lovable evil of all evils, next to Lucifer himself, your favorite DJ's dance party's favorite DJ, Darina Ariano,
Hey.
collectively known as the Whirl Girls, are in the building.
Hey, hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone.
Is that your Whirl Girl sound? The
Well, I
No,
feel like
it's-
we should
That's
be a
that's the
tornado.
Woo
It's
Girls.
the Spanish one we practice.
Maybe it should be like,
Oh.
woo.
Oh, you could do the
Wait,
Mexican.
No, it
yell.
shouldn't.
The
Oh.
That's a world
Oh, today Steph tried to get me to do it. Okay.
It was like a car crash happened. A car crash.
that's not it. That's not it either. That's
a-
not
it
it.
was a
We'll
car
practice
crash.
that. We'll practice
yeah.
the Whirl Girl. I feel like everyone who has an ad lib makes it. So we need a Whirl Girl ad lib.
Do you want to give it to us?
If it
We'll
was
give
mine,
you a whirl.
you know, anything I say will be like
Sexual.
mansplaining. No, it would just be mansplaining the
wanna-
Whirl Girls. I feel like it should come from the girls.
You don't want to whirl explain us?
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean it should come from the girls like it should be a queef. I'm not saying it in that way. I'm just saying it should come from the girls. Like you
Yeah,
three
I
are
agree. It
powerful,
shouldn't come from
amazing
them.
women.
What
Yeah,
do you mean an ad lib?
an
Yeah,
ad
like,
lib.
it's lit.
That
What?
yeah that
It's the World Girls. It's
No,
lit.
No,
that's
no.
not what ours would be. That's an example.
So we
of
give
popular
everything a
ad
whirl.
lib.
That's what we say.
No. Like,
I
She's
mean,
not
you'd have
getting
to
it.
say it in a way though. You'd have to be like, we give everything a whirl.
yeah,
Like it'd
it's
have to have.
changes inflection.
Here's what I know about ad libs. Mad libs. That's all I know. Like fill in the blank. What's that
None.
adverb that's going in this
That's
sentence?
not an.
No, that's
ad
not what ad lib
lib.
is.
Okay.
That's a mad lib.
That's my understanding of what an
The
ad lib is.
ESL right here knows what an ad lib is.
Yeah, I feel like that was whiteness, Roxy. That was actually pure
I have
whiteness.
a lot of it.
So-
It's all over me. I can't get it off.
So the concept of an ad lib, you've heard like any rapper you like. Name a rapper that you like.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is right.
Who?
Tell him who you
Number
love.
3.
Okay, Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Love Kendrick.
Doesn't specifically have an ad lib that I can think of. He does, but I can't think of it. Like he'll say things
Okay,
like
so who
yeah,
has
yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah, or he'll
Travis
do.
Scott has like the most.
Travis
is it?
Scott has a lot, but he uses the synthesizer to make his, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
also
all
that's
voice
Yeah.
distorted.
The auto-
Can you
Auto-tune
give me
bullshit.
one example?
like G unit.
Oh,
Yeah, like his
50
ad
Cent.
lib, or like
50
French,
Cent.
like French man,
French Montana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
or
That's what I was thinking the whole time.
yeah,
Just testing you guys.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like the World Girl need an ad lib to utilize.
Well, we're a
But
pretty
what about-
new. We're a pretty new group, so we got to come up with a
Really,
good one.
because you
Yeah.
guys are getting $500 donations, like you run an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
like,
baby.
You guys are
Not
getting.
yet.
Wait till we
But
run our
soon.
OnlyFans. Yeah,
What about like a you
Like
know?
a tornado.
But that's like every time we'd have to say that and exert
Or-
That sounds
So
like you're
you
flushing the
fucking
toilet.
Say something.
I will think of it.
What
Okay.
about the cow noise from Twister the movie, the one that's flying around the windshield?
What is the
Can you
noise?
say it?
She just moos in the wind. We could
Moo.
moo, because it's mooing in a tornado.
3 cows.
Honestly, this is way too many steps ahead. We're still trying to think of what our fans' name are. We're stuck between Whirlpool, which sounds like a washing machine, Whirl Friends.
Whirlers.
She likes Whirl
Whirlers.
Wolves, which is hard
Whirl
to say.
witches.
Warlocks.
I like werewolves. That's
Right?
cute.
Isn't that
Werewolves.
great?
It's hard to say.
Werewolves.
Werewolves. It
You
takes
did
a lot
it.
of energy.
The whirlies.
Whirlwolves.
The whirlies?
No, we got a mean comment about that.
Why? What happened?
They said that it brings them back to their high school years in which they were given whirlies, and that was traumatic.
What's a whirly?
Oh,
for
you're so
500.
popular.
You don't wanna
Holy
trigger
crap!
her.
You don't know what a
$500.
whirly is?
No.
Do it
When
to
you
her.
I'd
put
rather
somebody,
bless
I
Do
will,
it.
let's go to the bathroom and I'll give you a whirly. You put somebody's head
Look
in the
at that
toilet.
guy. I'm gonna give you a knuckle sandwich.
Yo, what school did you go to that had
Roxy's
this many
Boston
bullies?
came out just now. I'll give you a fucking whirly.
Have you ever received a whirly?
I have not. I have friends who have received them, and my high school boyfriend used to give whirlies. He's not a very nice guy.
Stand up, guy.
Your high school boyfriend? So you enabled this behavior.
Facts.
Yeah, that's you're
Not proud of myself.
You shouldn't
my
be.
teen years.
So your high school boyfriend, who was
Yeah.
obviously from 1978, went around giving whirlies because that's not even a thing. Like I watch when I watch things that have bullies in them, I'm like, who's this
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
No, he would
Yeah.
like shove kids in
Facts.
lockers and like lock them in there for a while and then give them a whirly. He was a mean kid.
And you would just stand there and watch. It
I would
happened.
be
Were
like-
you like, yeah, babe?
I'd be
this
like,
turns me
honey,
on."
stop. Like,
Was his name
don't
Brock?
do that. No, his name was Andrew.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Andrew. He lives on an island now. It's okay.
You're giving way too much information on Andrew. Well, there's
Do you want his last name? I'll give it
No,
out.
no.
I hope you've changed, Andrew. I hope you become better.
too.
I hope so
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Or more likely, Andrew actually grew up to become a police officer. And let's get that out of the way right now because honestly, there's nothing else we
Why are you
can
laughing
say.
at, bitch?
Police need to stop. I can't understand how difficult is it to just not kill one black person for a month? Like I feel like that should be a thing, right? Like let's
Defund
wait a
them.
month.
Defund them.
Defund the police.
Yes.
They are
As a
bad at their job.
Yeah.
But the
Many-
fact that
many
they
Just
are.
don't
give
You
them
are
that
literally
much
bad
money.
At your position.
Many
Yeah.
are, and what makes it worse is not only does it remove our trust from civil society, however, it also falls on the police officers who are upholding the law and are protecting and serving as they're supposed to.
Right.
It falls on them too. They're not bad people,
No.
and yet it's the actions of the few are reflective of the many, and we see this so much now. So we would have to bring that up. We have
Yeah.
to talk about it
Of
and let
course.
it go.
And then anybody who's standing up for the right side of things is also at risk as well, which we are seeing this week. Like it's insane, and I don't know how you don't talk about it. And anything you do right now, which is what we're seeing with the NBA, which was supposed to be the prerequisite to today's show. or
Yeah,
whatever
Game
that's
5
called.
was supposed to happen. It was basically sold out. It was gonna be amazing, and then we, in with respect and in lieu of what was going on, we also boycotted Game 5 before the Game 5 cancellation, which the NBA actually regulated itself. So it is something, Roxy. You put it perfectly. And no matter what we're doing right now, it's a conversation we have to have. You know, and I appreciate the Comedy Store for giving us this platform to do so. And that just reminds me to say, arrest the cops that murdered Breonna Taylor. So
Brett
Facts.
Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly.
Arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor.
but you said that like they were your cousins. Like,
No.
like you said those names like they used to
No.
be Andrew's best
No,
friends.
that's
Like-
a name
Like you went to
drop.
high school with them and they
Uh-uh,
were
no.
giving whirlies.
Okay, so we're
I'll
definitely
let
not
you
gonna be
I'll
the
let
whirlies
you crap
then.
all over me about my ex-boyfriend because who was she and why was she doing that? But today, Roxy, I remember those names because they don't deserve to live in anonymity.
I know you remember them because
Facts.
you text me woke things and I'm like, bruh, Black lives don't start till noon, Roxy. Why are you hitting me up at 8 a.m.?
7
Like,
in the morning.
yeah, I'm like, yo, so I did want to address that as we get back to Imperfect Gentlemen because, of course, we do want to get your expertise as female panelists. We brought up OnlyFans. Bella Thorne made $2 million. Discuss.
Sex work should be regulated and legal.
All right, but are you mad at Bella?
I mean, she has a right to do that, but it does. I mean, she's rich though. She doesn't need to do
Yeah.
that.
I feel like I never gonna be mad at someone getting their money. Get your money how you get it. But she has a lot of money, so maybe this isn't the best place for her to be. But go on, girl.
So get your money how you get it. Do you feel the same way about Jeff Bezos?
No, fuck that guy.
All right, Steph and I feel differently about Amazon than Dorina does. That's a really hot topic for her.
I would love to hear this discussion. I mean, the premise has been thrown out. Get your money how you get your money. Is there an ethical way to get money?
There's an ethical max before you have to get taxed.
Yes.
That's,
I feel
that's a
That's a-
slogan right
That
there.
is a good slogan.
And you
Is that
can't
your
come up with an
ad-lib?
ad-lib?
It's your ad lib.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll think of the ad lib.
Yeah.
No, please stop doing
Do you
that.
think
Please.
it's fair? Like, do you think it's fair that there's a ton of people that are currently unemployed, furloughed, about to be evicted if they haven't already, and on top of that, they are probably a lot of those people are going bankrupt because of medical bills and COVID treatment. Meanwhile, this guy doesn't even pay his warehouse workers properly. Do you
No,
think
I
that
don't
that's
think
fair?
anybody thinks that's
Yeah.
fair. And I'm
Some
completely
people
with
do. Some
you.
people are like, "Oh, he's an entrepreneur."
But in terms of going back to Bella Thorne, what I feel like is she had the opportunity to go on OnlyFans. She was doing it as research for a role, right? To raise her $2 million and then be like, oh, I'm going to use this to change what sex workers go through right now, to advocate for sex workers, or even if it's unrelated, to do something good. You don't need the $2 million. Even if you want to give away $500,000, you still leave yourself with 1.5. Do something.
Does anyone know how much Bella Thorne is worth before we start giving away her
No,
money?
Should we ask Siri?
Yeah, let's ask
Ask
Siri.
her
How
right
much is
now.
Bella Thorne worth? Because honestly, if she's not worth that much and we're just assuming she was on a Disney show, like she hasn't
Disney
really.
has money.
Yeah,
You know
Disney.
that, okay.
But Disney also.
Hey
And
Siri, how
oh.
much is Bella Thorne worth?
I heard that
Okay.
she
2018, the estimated net worth of Bella Thorne was about $5 million US.
Word.
$5 million? Like that's not enough for me to give
Stop
away
it.
$2 million. Maybe
Stop
maybe
it.
she should give away like 100,000. Like,
I'm down with that. That's fine. Pick an amount and
Yeah.
and advocate for social
well,
change.
she just
Do
got the money.
something.
Maybe she's planning on doing this. Maybe she was just
But
waiting for the right
Say it when you're going
dare
in.
to be great moment.
Well, she's not daring to be great. The number one comment we see about Bella Thorne, right?
Make Bella Thorne great again.
That's the number one
Agreed.
comment for
The
sure.
number one comment we see is, how is this girl famous, right?
Right.
That's what we see everywhere. How is this girl famous? Nobody seems
I'm
to
too
know.
old. Who is she? She's from a Disney show?
She was also in The Duff. That's how I knew her.
Okay.
Did you guys ever see that?
I've never seen anything she's in. I just know her name.
All right. Well, she is like a Lindsay Lohan this gen.
Okay.
She is crazy, wild. She dates somebody who lives out of this country. He sends her McDonald's every day. She posts herself on TikTok eating it. She starts screaming at people, yelling, jumping off of things like Britney
Do
Spears.
you
meets-
follow her? I feel like you
Yeah.
follow her.
You're a fan then.
religiously,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
I
She
wrote
is
her
an
into one of my
OnlyFans.
scripts.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
She's
okay.
subscribed.
But she
Own it.
fine, do your thing. If you got to do research for your script, if this is part of it, it is what it is. But like I'm saying, you have to do something good with that money. Even the only reason you're getting it is because you're famous and you're stepping on somebody else's coattails, hanging on their coattails. What's the expression?
Sure.
Something with coattails.
Yeah, something coattails.
Something riding their coattails.
Yes.
On their-
Yes.
yes, with your feet and your breasts.
We got the
The,
analogy,
the
yes.
coattails are there, and then your boobs are also there. OnlyFans.
But-
OnlyFans.
Aren't you glad you invited us?
Amen.
Yes, very much so. And this is just the
name of the
beginning.
Father,
We
the
haven't.
Son,
This is
the
just the
Holy
banter. We haven't even got to the show yet. So my question regarding Bella Thorne, which is going to be a separate conversation than OnlyFans. So she's famous for being famous.
Right.
What exactly is the problem with that?
Nothing.
Nothing. There's no problem.
Kim
with
K,
that.
baby. Paris
Yeah.
Hilton.
But we see a lot of people who hate on that. That's the.
Well,
that-
no,
Yeah,
but
that's-
being famous is different. Like it's a matter of like it if you have enormous amounts of wealth, what you do with that wealth, right? And there's a lot of people that have enormous amounts of wealth that actually are charitable, not to the point where you're just doing charity to like get tax
tax deductions.
Exactly.
Sure.
But there are people that are doing it. But like I don't
Like
think
that
the
you put
Kardashians
tax.
seem that way.
tax.
Yeah,
Tax
tax deduction.
deduction.
Yeah.
You know who I always think was like Bill Gates, who thinks he's doing all this great for the world. Every time, if he ever looked on Facebook, he'd be like, you know what? F humanity. Like I'm trying to help,
Right.
and this is what
I
they
don't
said.
think he cares.
I don't
because
think
he
he-
knows he's smarter than that.
But also, they're all not in our same reality. These people don't see what we see.
Who are you calling these people?
The really fucking rich people, like
Totally.
billionaires, like yeah,
Who you calling?
those people.
Well, is there a rich person that you guys think is legit? Like, is there anybody who makes a ton of money that you are like, that's how you should make money?
I like Jay-Z personally. I am a Jay-Z
Yeah.
supporter. I think that Jay-Z is oftentimes judged for his movements when they don't recognize his actual moves. And those moves are very significant for the African American community in the United States, for small businesses in the United States, and for the individual who comes from the streets from the United States. So I mean, he married Beyonce. Like, that's a move. That's a move. That's like,
his
if he
biggest
married
move.
Beyonce,
And a mood.
like, it teaches
Yeah.
you that anyone can do anything, and also women find money attractive. Those
Oh
are the
my
two
God.
lessons.
Hold
I
on.
completely disagree.
You know,
Because
No.
Jay-Z married Beyonce, anyone can do anything?
No, I
It's
think
not like he was a plumber.
that's what I'm saying.
he's
Like he was Jay-Z
extraordinary.
before.
Yeah, he was.
married
But if he
Beyonce.
wasn't Jay-Z, if he was Sean Carter, I work at CVS, and not Sean Carter, Hove, the
No, you
mogul,
yeah, but
no
that's nothing
Beyonce.
about his looks though.
Is Hove an ad-lib?
that is not an ad lib, but he uses it as
My
an
name
ad
is
lib.
Hove.
Yeah,
H to
but he
the
does it
O-V.
so
Yeah,
he does
exactly.
ad lib Hove every now and then.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
What
You're
was
catching
the
on.
question? Am I annoyed of people for having money?
No, I just asked if there was anybody rich that you liked.
No, but like, no, that I actually like their personality. Not a lot.
Or you
Probably
think is a good
Jay-Z.
person. Anyone who's
But I do
wealthy.
think innovators
trying to
are
think, and it's
important.
hard.
They should get a lot of money, just not billions, and then not solve every disease that there is, because they could with that money.
I mean, I think that we hate on rich people a lot, and rightfully so. But there's got to be some of them that are doing it right. Otherwise, nobody who makes a certain amount of money can be good.
Even Oprah's getting a lot of flack. Like,
Because she should.
Oprah gets a lot of flack. So
It's so
the
hard
question
for me
stands:
to, like,
is there a wealthy
speak.
person
Wait,
that you actually find is a good person?
well, it also
Oprah.
depends on what type of wealth you're talking about. There's extreme wealth. Like
No,
they-
there's
like-
only one type of wealth. Everything else is.
Uh,
we
that-
No,
think
no,
you're
because
rich.
no, because look,
There's one type of wealth.
There's one type
no,
of wealth.
no, because like it's. I think it's Chris Rock that said it. That there's Shaq who makes a certain amount of money and he's rich, but then the white guy that pays
Shaq is wealthy.
exactly
Yes.
right. So that's wealthy. The extreme
wealthy.
wealth. That's an Oprah compared to like
'Cause I
a
don't
Dolly
think
Parton.
I
People
mean-
right?
aren't using the same measuring stick for NBA players or NFL players who are also comparatively what we would think of as rich, or even possibly some people would think they're wealthy, but they're not.
I mean, rich to me, you make millions a year. You're rich. So that was my question. Is there anybody who's making millions? You said Jay-Z. Who is supposed to be
I was
the
thinking of
model?
billions. I think
Yeah, me
billions
too.
and up.
That's
Bill-
wealthy. yeah.
Billions and up, yeah. But what, you think he makes billions a year? No, he's making millions a year.
Yeah, millions a year, but he's worth
a
billion.
Yeah, okay, so worth billions,
Yeah.
making millions, or worth over $500 million.
And I actually think a lot of wealthy people do a lot. We just think that they should be doing more because of their wealth.
Well, because there's also essential workers that do a lot and they don't get paid like wealthy people do.
I feel like I do a lot.
You are doing the
You
most,
are
honey. You are
essential
doing
to
the
our
most.
lives, so that makes sense.
I want you guys to
Icebreaker,
know
just an
something.
icebreaker.
And this is unrelated to what we're talking about, but I've had a piece of gum in my pinky for this entire conversation, and I do feel like that's important.
Why didn't
for-
you just throw You had a place.
I don't know what to
Put
do
it
with
in
it,
your
so I just
mouth.
throw
Oh,
it in-
it really is.
Put
Yeah,
it in your
it's
mouth.
really there.
And this is
Put
how
it in-
I
Has
am.
it, like,
I don't know what to
hooked?
do. I
Put
just
it
want
in your
you guys to
mouth.
know.
You know that
You
song?
motherfucking
Send help.
mouth.
All
Send
of this
help.
came from a question on OnlyFans, which we never actually answered. What are our thoughts on OnlyFans?
said
Are we
it.
all for it?
We're gonna
Yes.
start one
Word.
for
Get
our
your
feet.
money
Is it gonna
how
be
you
is it gonna be
get
a good one, or is it gonna be like
It's gonna be
pictures of your
feet.
elbows?
It'll be our
feet.
feet. Are you into
Feet,
feet?
just your
So if
feet.
you're into feet,
I'm already
get
on
it.
Yeah.
Wiki feet. What am I gonna do? Make some money off it? Give me my
Yeah, you
OnlyFans.
might as well.
And then we can do like a little. We can do a little poll and like have our feet dance
Who
around
has
the
the
pole
best
with
feet?
sexy music and
Oh, I
all
thought you
that.
meant like a Twitter poll. You mean an actual
yeah,
poll?
yeah. We'll do like
Oh, like
sexy
a
videos of the
Foot
feet.
dance.
What's
Yeah.
the poll doing there?
No,
We'll
I'm
fi-
into that.
Well,
You're
don't
re-
spoil it yet.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
organize it for like our first
That's
video.
A little teaser for
So
the
look,
first
so look
OnlyFans
for that
episode.
Whirl Girl OnlyFans that's going to be coming soon. I'm so glad that we got to inspire this right here on Imperfect Gentlemen. We do play a little game called Either Or. Now, here's the thing. I will ask you an either or question. You do not have to choose one because we never make anyone, especially women, do something that they do not want to do. However,
It's a woman's right to choose, Tehran.
it is.
Thank
And you
you.
get to choose either or. And
Thank
if you
you.
choose not to answer either one, just know simply you're no longer playing the game.
I get
That's
it.
it.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Oh.
So, but you
So
get to
there's a
choose.
consequence.
Like Roxy-
There's no consequence. You're
No
just not
choice.
playing
Right.
the game. Like
There's a
that's
consequence to my choice.
there is a
Got it.
consequence to every choice.
Got it.
However, in this circumstance, the only consequence is you're no longer playing the
Can
game.
you put
Like
away now?
Roxy had the choice to get rid of her
Put it on.
She's
Gum
had
finally.
a lot of time to get
Yeah.
rid of this gum.
Gorgeous.
Either or. First one, strawberries or bananas, Darina.
Strawberries.
Strawberries.
Bananas.
Okay. I would love to know why.
Because I fucking love strawberries. They're my favorite fruit, especially chocolate covered.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Chocolate covered strawberries. What's
Mhm.
up, Darina?
Mhm.
Steph.
Yeah, chocolate covered strawberries are bomb, but also they're so sweet. Like it shouldn't even be real, but they're real, and I'm grateful.
I don't really want to know, Roxy. I don't know if I want to know why.
Well, I did this weird thing where I pretended I was sucking a dick a second ago, so let's hope that that went unnoticed.
Good
But
draw
that's not
attention to
actually
it.
that's not actually why. Have you been seeing all those videos of the bugs in the strawberries? That shit freaks me out. You guys know
Yeah, I
I'm a
wash them.
germaphobe. You even when you wash them, there's still bugs in your strawberries.
But how do you know they're not bugs on bananas?
Do they make my
But
stomach
it's
stronger?
in a peel.
But there could still be bugs.
Yeah, I
in
heard
it.
there's
It's
bugs
fruit.
in the butt of it.
I mean, 100% you're lying.
No. That's why I cut like an inch up.
Yeah, you can cut it, but in strawberries, there's little holes.
You
And
don't think
also,
they
bananas taste
lay
better,
eggs?
and I like banana bread, and I like banana bread with chocolate chip, and I like that fact that bananas you can get from 7-Eleven, you don't have to be nervous about it because you can literally take off the peel.
Banana weevils are popularly known as banana borers. As this name suggests, they attack the plant by boring through the stern and causing untold damage to the plant tissues. Acute infestations by banana weevils usually lead to weakening of the plant and ultimately its death.
Nice.
What are the little bugs on bananas?
I
There's
mean,
no point
nothing
in-
compared to in the strawberries.
I don't want to know either. I just want to eat them because they're both great. I
So
just
I
prefer
like strawberries.
They're both fantastic.
What about you?
You just made
So
us choose.
here's the thing.
Is
We
this a
actually
personality
analyzed.
test?
If I had
Oh,
to choose,
fuck.
it is actually.
Fuck.
It's a fun. So I liked how Darina gave an example of a specific. So you know what you like, but more importantly, Darina knows what she doesn't like, and that's something that we should all probably aspire to. Because so
I don't
often
like
do we
a lot of
fall
things.
for things like, oh, we like something and don't realize, well, if there are things that we don't like about it, then it doesn't matter how much we like it. It outweighs, right?
That's
so
true.
many people know what they like and few people know what they don't like. This is what I will not stand for. Steph, on the other hand, she chose strawberries
about
because they're
myself.
so sweet. And Steph loves sweet. She loves sweet.
Steph is
people.
very sweet.
Oh,
She
she's
loves
so
sweetness.
basic. She's
She's
so
so
basic.
sweet. Yeah, that should be your ad lib.
Wow.
She's so basic.
Yeah.
Steph-
She's so
Dope.
basic.
This has been a good time.
yeah, no, the dope doesn't help the basicness, by the way.
I'm so basic.
No.
Dope.
There's nothing basic about Steph.
Thank
That's
you.
true. That's a fact.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's the thing. So,
Oh,
including those earrings. Okay, that was basic. And so, bananas,
Yeah,
Roxy is a
Thank
very
you.
particular person.
for sure.
And she's particular, and that particularness is actually a wall. Roxy?
Oh.
Oh shit, you have walls,
Is
girl.
this the banana?
Yeah, I've been fucked before, guys. I've got walls.
Who hurt you?
All of the people.
All of the strawberries. Tell us
you
about these strawberries.
know.
Yeah,
You know why.
I know who, and I know why. All right, next either or. Next either or. Guy who opens car door, or guy who texts good morning or good night.
Wait, we have to choose between those guys.
It's either or.
Okay, we get your husband does both, Serena. I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I
She's
get
like,
it.
No, I
expect
don't want to
both.
be texted, so I prefer the door. Because I know what I don't
If
like.
this is the end all be all, then the text. But if I'm still getting to know you, the car door. Does that
count
make
as an
sense?
answer?
We don't force anyone to
okay.
answer.
Why? Why are you so worried? Just answer.
I don't want to get kicked out of the game. He said if you don't pick, then you get
Because
thrown
I wanna
out.
win.
Yeah.
Simply, you're
I
not.
plan on winning. 'Cause
Yes.
if there's a
I
game,
feel
I'm
that.
gonna
I
win.
feel that. Even though you suck at
This is
all the
like
games.
Roxy's competitive streak. She's like, I gotta pick the right
Mine
one.
definitely is the text message.
The text message?
Yeah, for sure.
Why is the text message so important?
Because I like that somebody's thinking about me. I want to know that you're paying attention. And also, I want to start my day and end my day well.
Steph, you chose all of them. So what? So no, you said
Do you
if it's
want
the
me to
end all be
elaborate?
all, which one? We were a
If
little
I'm like,
confused.
I've already decided I'm into this person. I want to be texted. If I don't know that and you're texting me hella, no, I do not want that. That's weird. And maybe I'd like a car door open, but I've probably had a car door open for me like twice. I don't really know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know really know if that's like
No.
my thing.
I'd just like to say we've gone to Starbucks
You've
several
opened
times.
my car door, and I was going to
coming
say it,
from
but I didn't want to put you on blast.
Production, I've definitely opened the car
Put
door
him
for
on
you.
blast.
Yeah,
That
I've-
makes him
I'm
amazing.
definitely an-
You're on
Yeah,
blast.
Tehran, even when we went to Caesar's Pizza,
You're
you
welcome.
opened my car door.
You're
Thank
welcome.
You.
See, I'm actually.
You're
Yeah.
an imperfect gentleman then.
I am
You,
very
that's
much
the-
because
that's
I'm
why the
horrible
show's
at
called
texting.
this.
And
I'm
Caesar's
horrible
Pizza is
at texting.
bomb.
Woof.
Texting sucks though. I hate it.
Woof.
Texting is a bit of. It's because I get preoccupied.
By what?
Life, okay? By life.
What
If
you trying to
anything
do?
Happens,
Steph wants to know by what,
I'm turning
Tehran.
around this interview, and I'm taking the mic.
Okay, go ahead.
Who didn't text you back that you don't text back?
no, I get text all the time. I'm very bad at
At
texting
replying.
back, at
Okay.
replying.
Here's the
And I
thing.
get a lot of texts. So if your text comes in at the time where I was preoccupied,
Right.
it
I'm
doesn't.
like that too.
I'm indifferent. I will text whoever texts me when I'm just checking my phone
Right.
back.
This is she raising her hand as somebody who
Roxy.
speaks to all of the people at this table. Steph, you do suck at texting back. Tehran, you do not suck at texting back. You're actually an excellent texter. So the fact that you're telling women out there that you're a bad texter to try to lower their standards is such bullshit because you're always on your phone
Oh.
and you always text back immediately. Steph really does
Oh
suck
shit!
about it.
She called you out.
Yeah, remember how I
And
opened the
Tarina's
car
not
door?
good either.
Let's talk
No,
about
I
the
hate
car
it.
door.
Like,
No,
You
let's go
can't
back
just
to
be like,
Roxy
I suck at
analyzing you.
texting.
I text back Roxy immediately. But remember, Steph, Roxy, and I have had a working relationship. So
Right.
if I communicate with Roxy, it's also we have a personal relationship that extends past that. So it's like you get double importance.
So you're what you're saying is you're bad at texting
And-
girls that you're
Right.
sort of dating.
Well, Roxy also only texts me when it's important. She does not
That's true.
text just like
That's-
alternatively random
a good
unless
point.
she's checking in on me. And then there are times where I don't specifically respond. But
It's
when
all
she
true.
Like-
writes me a text, it's something that's fairly
A question, please get back
Exactly.
to me.
Like,
yeah.
but unless it's before noon and it's about Black Lives Matter.
exactly.
Okay.
And then I'm just like, yo, well, I will.
Brett
I-
Hankinson, Jonathan Mattingly. Yeah, I can keep going. Guys.
That's a
Let's
real
talk.
thing.
Yeah.
So, because she really does text things like that, and I will respond later. So, I text Steph back when she texts me, which she never does. But if she did, I would text her back.
You
But
got
if
mad
it
at
was
that?
like a friend, even
No, 'cause
George,
we haven't texted, so I wouldn't know.
yeah. But George, who's not here
I
right
haven't-
now, George often complains how I never text back when he texts me. But then George texts things like, "Oh, have you seen this Disney movie? It was so good." Like, bro, you don't get a text back for this.
Why do you say it
George
like that?
should
That's
be here
really
right
nice.
now.
That's-
Yeah.
I do wish George was here. This is
Is
the one
George
episode
the
I've been
nicer
here.
version of you?
George is the nicer version of us all.
Yeah.
George
You guys
is
are
just a
nothing
sweetheart.
alike, but George is the sweetest person
Yeah.
ever.
He's a
I
very
don't know
sweet
George,
person.
but I like
You
him.
love him.
He's a nice person. He's a great person who would open the door and text.
That's true.
Which is
Is
interesting.
he your
that-
man?
No. I love George, but he
Damn.
knows that too. What? George needs to
No.
be. Is George in the live chat? Does he know?
Oh, we have a live chat thing too. I
Are you
forgot.
ignoring people?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I forgot where the live chat thing was. We have a live chat. A lot of people are on the live
What do
chat,
they
but
think I should do with my gum?
Yeah.
Just curious.
that's a real thing.
Phone. It found a home.
But it's interesting that when we took this impromptu vote, basically two of you thought texting was really important, and then Darina, who's in the like
Who's actually in a
relationship,
relationship?
is like, "Don't text me. I hate that. Open the car door."
Well, because yeah, if you're making me choose one, I get too many text messages a day, so I don't want to talk to people.
But
Like,
why
call
does-
me on the phone; it's better.
Why would you need to text hello and good night when you are going to bed with somebody and waking up with
Well,
somebody?
I-
What is he
this
gonna
is
do?
a person.
Yeah,
This
true.
is
One
a-
of them. The other one, I
Yeah.
text goodnight.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So it depends on where I
Which
am.
one's more important, the good morning text or the good night text?
good night. Good morning is frankly annoying, but good night is sweet.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm with Steph.
What if you text good night and then the person like if I say good night, that doesn't mean I'm going to sleep. And
I
then people
want
were
it
like,
to be
"Why
when
aren't
you're
you
going to sleep?"
I don't know when I go to sleep. I tend to watch television to fall asleep, and I tend to do things to fall asleep. Like I'm reading or I'm working on something, and I just sleep.
What are you reading?
Currently,
Yeah.
The Tao of Pooh.
What's that?
It's a book about Winnie the Pooh from the Taoist point of view.
Are you serious?
Wait,
Yeah.
Are you
what?
shitting?
You guys have never read
That
the Tao
sounds
of Pooh?
amazing.
No,
if
it's
it's
not.
real.
one of my favorite books. and
Holy
I'm
shit.
Wait,
simply
can
rereading it.
Can we like make a book club?
I mean,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, it's a great
World
book.
Girls
So
Guide Book Club
Yeah.
World?
that's why it's hard for me to text. Also,
Yeah.
this is another thing when people are really busy. So the average person, and when I say the average person, I mean a person who's whose occupation is not necessarily based on how many people like them. And
Right.
mine is, as an
Mhm.
entertainer, I need people to like me. I need fans. I need to promote. I need to market myself. So the average person might get what? 5 texts an hour? Not 50. If I take 1 minute to respond to every single text, that's my hour.
Mhm.
So I don't really like text.
Same.
And I
Yeah.
definitely don't like if I text you, don't call back, you're a serial killer. Like that's a real thing. Like if I text you, text back.
That's fine, but I
Often-
don't mind phone calls. Like you never like being on the phone. Like I like catching up with friends on the phone.
The phone is very difficult for me because I can't multitask. Okay? I'm a guy. Guys, we're stupid. I can't multitask. If I'm on the phone, you're basically
Is that
holding
really
me hostage.
it? Guys are stupid. Are you gonna surmount like the issues that guys have to being stupid, or is that just a
Like a cop out?
Yeah.
No, we're stupid.
okay?
No, like I would love to
I
I would
believe
love
that.
it to be a cop out.
I don't really need to be convinced, but
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's what it is.
Yeah, no, I wish it was a cop out. I
Okay.
wish. And there are things that we say that are cop outs all the time. There are things I cop out all, like, oh no, guys don't.
You are right
no,
about the
blue balls. Like we make up. Like we gotta make stuff. But
That's made up.
no, it's not made up. But it's like
there's
exaggerated.
There's sort of blue balls, but not.
It's
It's not like a
exaggerated.
scientific like
It's not
term
like
or
I'm
anything.
dying.
We get blue balls.
Yeah, we all get blue
Definitely.
balls.
sexually
Same thing.
frustrated.
We get
but
Yeah,
blue. We get blue
like,
pussy.
oh.
Like
yeah.
that pulsation
Yeah.
that's not gonna stop.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
get blue balls. We get sad pussy.
You know what? I'm
That's
gonna
what
Sad
sad
pussy.
Yeah. So same thing.
Were you
Wah,
just
wah,
talking to me,
wah.
by the way, when you said if I text, don't call?
No, why do you do that?
To you.
Yeah, but when you call, I know it's important. I know it's important. So I actually pick up when you call. Overly sensitive, or emotionally unavailable.
Are you
Overly
us?
sensitive. Are you kidding?
Well, most men, if not all men I know, are emotionally or overly sensitive
Yeah,
already.
same. I
So I'll
don't know
just
how
take
Literally
that because
all
it's
men.
already true.
All men.
Wait,
Yes.
is this a question about men or us?
You said men.
In general, it's either or. It's also how you interpret it.
Didn't he?
Didn't you say men?
It's overly sensitive or emotionally unavailable.
I am emotionally unavailable. I find that most men are overly sensitive.
True. That's why I chose overly sensitive because men already are overly sensitive. So I'll just choose that because I already deal with it. Because emotionally unavailable, it just means you don't want to open up or be vulnerable, and I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah, be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I am so in support of what my fellow Whirl girls just brought to the table. Yes, on all counts. Yes.
Roxy agrees.
Yeah.
What do we
Ditto.
win?
Ditto. Yes. Although I am
Those are
emotionally available.
Are you?
Totally.
I don't feel like you
Ish.
are.
No, I think we're emotionally available with friends, but I don't know if you guys are. You guys don't open up, right?
friends, yeah. I'm
But
like
not with
totally-
boys. You're not.
I'm vulnerable with
No.
anyone, but am I available like that? I would.
No,
need
you are not.
No.
You're
No.
for sure not.
No.
I am.
No.
Emotionally
No,
available.
you're
I don't know
not.
if you're. I don't feel like you're emotionally
I'm
available.
fucking emotionally
No, you fucking
available.
are not.
My emotions are available.
You okay?
I am
Let's discuss.
emotionally-
Let's
You didn't.
discuss
You didn't
Roxy.
even want to let go of your gum.
That is real.
Oh! Talk to me about the relevance.
So the concept is Roxy's dating, right?
Yeah.
Roxy's dating.
She's trying.
She's trying to date, but you will find flaws with everybody, which is just a way of
For
pushing
real.
them away before they can push you away.
I-
some
Rocks.
mean girl Tina Fey, who Regina called her out with this, or Katie, right? Of being a
I mean,
pusher.
no mean girl's better. You're a pusher, Caddy.
You're a pusher, Caddy.
Let's talk about what you just said.
Yes.
I don't think that's true. I feel like actually I invest in everybody who have thousands of flaws, and I just say, whatever, no worries. I see your flaw, and I'll help.
I think
Friends,
Roxy's
maybe.
actually really fucking accepting. She is
Of
very accepting.
friends,
But
dating.
dating is different.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm not talking about. We're
Yeah.
not talking about your
Yeah.
interpersonal platonic relationships. We're talking about relationships, dating, and sex life. And you are extremely picky, extremely particular,
Well,
and
that's true.
you chip away.
if somebody's going to be inside me,
Sure.
I'm very picky.
Sure.
That's an
You
energy
should be.
transfer. That's
If you want to
important.
be, then you should be.
That's the real truth.
Energy transfer.
That's literally somebody being in your soul.
That's a good point.
No,
It's
you are
like-
picking
Like,
up their
imagine if-
energy, and that's why people are walking around mad, because if they just had sex with someone with bad energy, you are
It's
carrying
in
that
you.
shit
Mhm.
with you.
Mhm.
That's a
It's
good point.
sick.
That's real.
Imagine if somebody was inside you, you would also be emotionally unavailable, maybe.
I am emotionally
Please
unavailable, so
Elaborate.
well, I don't know if I'm specifically, when it comes to, it's like I have this transparent wall, but it's one that I'm comfortable with. Like I like
Being bubble
me.
boy.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
like being me, by me, with me, for me. I just
Boo-boo?
enjoy it. Yeah, basically.
I don't. I like me enough, but also would like another human.
Human.
Like I'm one, need two.
Yeah, you're open to dating, but then when you're in a dating situation, you push the person away.
Well, if you
Steph's
suck,
saying
you
she's
suck.
not open to dating, she's emotionally unavailable. Darina's saying I'm married to the guy that I'm supposed to be married to. Thankfully, he knows how to adjust to me and how
we
I am,
adjust to each other.
Yeah.
and vice versa.
And my
Like
boyfriend,
that.
too.
Yeah.
We all adjust to each other. That's
Exactly.
all
So
good.
you have it
Honestly,
down.
exceptional. I can't even describe it.
I'm obsessed with both of your partners.
Yeah.
And if I can't even get fucking one and you've got two. It's
Well,
fucking rude.
amazing.
It
people.
also took a while. I'm much older than you guys, so it took a while to get here.
Maybe one day.
Don't say maybe.
And I don't. And you also
oh, yeah,
gotta.
one day, if that's what we want, we get it.
I want that.
Okay.
Someone in the
get it.
chat wrote WAP, so I don't
wop,
know.
wop, wop.
Why is it WAP? Why do people
'Cause
say
she
WAP?
says it in the song.
I know, but my
It's a
thing
thing.
is
It's her song. How she says it goes.
WAP rhymes with rap.
And WAP
That's-
is a racial slur.
Yeah, but
But
So
not
there's
Courtney
that.
said it, so
WAP.
it's all of a sudden no.
This is what I'm talking
no, I'm
about.
not gonna
I
go
keep
that far.
saying, well, first of all, I'm from Boston, so WAP is what I say. It's a fucking WAP, and we all have WAPs, and we got WAP energy, and we fucking WAP our WAPs. But
Right.
the
You
other
wap
word
or wap.
is what they say. And by they, I mean Cardi.
Cardi and Megan.
Well, Meg didn't say it, just Cardi.
Just Cardi.
Yeah, only
Wop,
Cardi said it.
wop, wop.
And
And it
it's not
sounds
even her
dope.
song, so maybe she didn't know. She's just
Yeah.
like,
She just read the lyrics
She
and
Yeah.
recorded
puts,
it.
like,
Yeah.
A fire 2 verses
Yeah.
in.
but she did put in a fire too verse.
Yeah.
The
really
song is the
did.
best song I've heard in years. I'm so in love with it.
Oh
I
my
can't
God!
I've been
Sorry to
trying-
Ben Shapiro for your awful sex life.
I've been trying to do the
No,
dance.
he
Have you guys been
tweeted that
trying?
he has 2 kids, so he had sex 2 times in his life.
Someone
for him.
sent me a picture of him, and it's like Canada Dry. He refuses to squirt.
Hilarious.
Just to be abundantly clear, a very, very right-wing Republican sent that.
And I
to
was like,
Steph.
thank you for realizing that his sex life is trash, you know?
Are you guys seeing the people trying to do the WAP WAP video though? Because this is me in my room every night. I can't get the transformation from standing to.
Splits
Yeah,
to the.
You mean the dance? They're doing it at the grocery store now.
I can't do it.
Like I'm
I'm
literally
on the
people are
floor.
doing it at
Oh,
the
it's
grocery
like a
humping.
TikTok thing
Yeah.
now?
It's a
Okay.
thing.
It's not good.
We'll have to give it a
And
whirl.
There's this thing where
Yeah,
your
there
ass
you go.
looks really good, where you're like bouncing it back
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Mine doesn't.
I'll like place it in the right position.
You just gotta
here.
practice more.
Yeah,
I'm practicing.
You're not thinking hard enough.
I'm
should you be
really
thinking?
hard.
Isn't it the concept
Yeah,
is just
true.
doing
yeah,
it?
Yeah,
Like
you have to like.
you are
pretend.
thinking too much.
Yeah.
That I do have to pretend because I am not having sex.
On the concept of Megan the Stallion,
Yes.
recently Megan basically used Instagram as her platform to discuss the events of the night that was in question regarding Megan and Tory Lanez in an SUV, actually not too far from here, where Tory Lanez on Megan's account shot at her and shot her twice, hitting her feet. And people are now calling Megan the Stallion a snitch and equating her to Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Fuck you. She's nothing like Tekashi 6ix9ine. Are you kidding me? She's like the fact that she even had to feel like she had to protect an abuser in that situation because the cops couldn't protect her. That's how fucked up the whole situation with cops and black people and black women in general is bullshit already. And the fact that she had to protect him is a whole nother level of bullshit. And so she is not a snitch. The fact that she even had to do that in the first place is such a disgusting representation of society as it is. And I stand with her. She is not a snitch. She's a bad bitch. Fuck anyone who says otherwise.
100% agree.
Basically what Steph said.
Yeah, 100% agree.
She summarized that pretty greatly, and we both agree.
Meg the Stallion is one of my top 10 favorite human beings on the planet. I am so in love and obsessed with her. But at the same time, you're not a snitch because that wasn't a see something, say something situation.
Like she got
Not
got
in a
shot
gang
in-
where you
got
join
shot
with
in the
certain
feet
rules. Like,
by your person. He shot you. And not only did she take a minute to figure out what she wanted to do, she didn't go and run and snitch. She figured out, what do I need to do? And everybody already knew what had happened. Like, before, at first, people are trying to put the pieces together. They don't know that he did it. And then everybody put the pieces together, and she confirmed the situation. But as she should, because she's been shot by
in her feet,
dude.
and she's a performer. Like, he could have ruined her career.
And she was standing up for herself because
Yeah.
people were shitting on her for being out in public when she was
And
out.
his publicity was also shitting on her and not like canceling the bad representation that was being put on her. So she warned him in a tweet like an hour before, if you say one more thing, I'm gonna come online and like say what happened. And so he did.
I want her energy in every moment of my life.
I just don't get why people are so interested in giving their opinions to her
Unless it's support.
that they don't know her. I just don't understand that at all.
Mhm.
Any person that has a huge platform.
Well, because they're celebrities, and so this is what celebrity equates to: is when you put yourself out there, it's part of the responsibility is that you will attract attention when you ask for attention. So that on that level, I understand, but the fact that for me personally, as I'm only speaking as a person who's once again from the outside watching, my huge problem is the fact that anyone who thinks that Megan Thee Stallion is a snitch will probably also think the same way about any wife, girlfriend who's abused and
Exactly.
doesn't stay in the relationship.
Yeah.
And
'cause
that's
you don't win either
yeah,
way.
because that's what you're saying. Oh, it's ride or die. You're not ride or
Oh
die. It's
my
like
God,
that's
don't
disgusting.
even-
It's a
oh my
disgusting,
God.
toxic way of thinking.
Disgusting to be told you're not right or die
And,
because of that.
and for me, also,
When you're
Because
being
you had like a
abused.
vomit.
Sorry,
movement.
that was
That's
like
pretty
PTSD.
gross.
That's disgusting.
But
yeah.
also your movement just kind of looked like the WAP
Ugh.
video. You like kind of like
Wah,
make it.
wah,
Yeah.
wah.
it's the energy
me throw
she
the
wants all the time.
How come I
But
can't do
also, as a
that?
black male, when it comes to black women, it's very simple. Black women cannot be our shield and our target.
Yeah.
Period.
Speak.
That's it. Like that's
100%.
not that's so disgusting, and that's
Gross.
where a person, Tory Lanez, who by the way was a friend of mine, who no longer I can not associate, and I've already been in a situation where a couple people close to him have basically threatened me in a way because I've spoken up on this situation. I cannot respect someone if the account that Megan gives is true and it sounded extremely credible. Once again, I was not there. However, if that account is true and it did seem extremely credible to me personally, then that was some type of complex where you couldn't stand a woman walking away that you shot. Look, I don't think people.
Multiple
He
times.
shot her
with a
Yeah.
deadly weapon.
with the
Twice.
and listen.
Like,
I
he
don't know
literally
who's ever
could've killed
fired
her,
a
yeah.
gun. Has anyone on this panel
Yes.
fired a gun?
Yes.
It is not easy to hit something.
No.
No.
So when you shot her and you shot at her
Facts.
feet, you didn't aim at her feet.
Right.
It wasn't like it's not like the movies where they hit the tire and the car blows
No.
up. That's not what happened.
No,
So
it's true.
Can I ask you a question as somebody who was in law school at Georgetown who knows about this stuff that I honestly don't know the answer to this? What happens to him?
well, this is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Right.
But doesn't she have to press charges?
She doesn't have to press charges. That's a misnomer. The state can press
Mhm.
charges. It's always easier when you press charges because then they have a cooperating witness. However, the state can go out of its way and press charges on its own and then conduct an investigation, which could then lead to also having issues with the witness if they're not cooperating, because then you have to punish the witness as well as evidence for the state, and that's
Yeah.
what the problem is.
And do
Yeah.
you think they will and should, or what do you
I
think?
think they should. I think that they have on many other cases where there was a lot less to go on.
You just
So
go
if this
back
is
to
a case, then
Canada.
this is a situation. So
Yeah, the fact that there's rappers in the business that are like colleagues with him and they're not speaking out or in defense of Megan Thee Stallion, it's pretty fucking clear, and it's like kind of, I mean, not kind of, it's unacceptable.
We could be talking about a completely different situation, especially considering that all of you guys said it's hard to figure out where you're shooting when you're shooting. I've never shot a gun before,
It's
but
hard to aim.
we could be talking about something very different right now. Had he not shot her just in the feet and not in if
Even if you
where
give
she
him the
shot her in
benefit of the
feet,
doubt,
she had
he was
been
shooting at the ground.
terrorized,
Why
right?
are you shooting?
Why are you
Yeah.
shooting?
Why
Why are
Like
you
just-
shooting?
yeah.
when you pull out a gun, it's to kill. Like that, unless it's target practice.
If it wasn't a black woman, he would be arrested.
Yeah, if this was instead
That's
of
just
being at Kylie's party, if this was Kylie, there would be no
Yeah,
conversation.
of course.
so yeah.
If
it's
this was-
disgusting.
What was your girl's name? Your favorite who just made Bella Thorne?
Bella Thorne.
This was Bella Thorne.
She's not my favorite.
He'd be in jail. So
Yep.
Just kind of crazy. I'm a Lindsay stan. first and
so
foremost.
I appreciate having that female perspective of understanding. It's very difficult to
we
be a
all
woman.
stan her so hard.
Megan the
Yeah,
Stallion
I
over everything.
Yeah,
love
being a
over
woman is so
everything.
difficult. Like when I leave the club tonight from the Comedy Store. Oh, and I do want to give a shout out to Donnell Rawlings who was here. Donnell, thank you for being here, my dude. Donnell Rawlings, fresh off the Chappelle tour.
Look at that car.
My thing is when I leave,
Whip it, baby.
When-
I can't see, but I'm here in spirit.
when I leave the Comedy Store, I just have to get to my car. When either any of you leave, you have to like not get raped and or murdered and get to your car.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
So
Or just simply like you never gotten catcalled, have you?
I
Or
live
like
in
a
West
couple
Hollywood.
times.
To-
I live in
Oh.
West Hollywood, and
Oh, so good for you. You have.
No, not enough.
Oh.
I'm actually very upset at that.
I was gonna
like,
say,
I
you
do
should
thi-
be.
like I don't know why. I've been trying to give off a little more gay
you have
energy.
to,
Like I don't
pop
like.
it.
I
Can
don't
you
like
stand
how-
up for a
I'll seat
second?
you.
Yo, I mean,
Can
stand
you
up.
stand and spin for a second? I'm just
You
curious.
just need me to.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Wow.
I feel like okay. So
Big-
if you want to
big
give off the
guap.
energy a little more, you need
Papazote.
tighter pants. You
Okay.
need tighter pants, and they got to go higher on you.
Because if one of these guys in my building tell me like, oh hey, like don't look at me like I need more love.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
You gotta-
should
you-
be getting love. You're a very
I feel like-
handsome
thank
man.
you.
You can get your love.
Thank
and
you.
Just
also,
wear tighter
it's easy to
clothes.
call you because we know
Yeah.
your name based on your hat and your necklace.
Everywhere. Well, my building is we're
You're gonna
we're
give
all
your
like
address right now.
no, definitely not. But we're all like good friends in the building, and I love
1739.
it. And they specifically
Hollywood
said
Boulevard.
as because I feel like I'm a very liberal person, and I'll talk about things and things of that nature. And they, and by they I mean my two neighbors who are this wonderful couple,
Jillian.
Jillian.
Who's
No, no,
Jillian?
Frank.
it's not. It's not. It's
Should I keep
Jeff and
guessing?
Mark.
Jeff and Mark.
Jeff and Mark.
Oh.
Jeff and Mark said I don't have gay energy.
Well,
You don't.
Roxy's right. You gotta wear like sexier pants for people to
Well,
catcall
I
you.
need leggings. Like I just
No.
No,
No.
You're
Just
more
like you're
higher
not showing
or
your
both.
butt enough.
Yeah.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Let's go to our crush. So every week we pick a crush. We pick a type of crush, and given the panel today, our crush is superhero crush. Who is the superhero you have a crush on?
Does Hannibal count?
Why would Hannibal count?
No.
Why would Hannibal
Because I
count?
love Mads Mikkelsen
Yeah,
in
but
Hannibal.
Why
Hannibal?
is he a superhero?
Because he eats the rude.
She's fucked up, man.
Yeah, she's fucked.
I
up.
don't know if that's. I don't
It
think
doesn't
that's as
count,
messed
though.
up.
I love the answer, and I'm glad
Just
you
saying.
provided it. But I would also like.
Okay, superhero.
You're also not playing the game.
I know
but
who
that's your
mine is.
answer.
Okay, Michael Keaton is Batman.
Michael
Oh my
Keaton, Batman.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody likes Daddy. I get it.
She's a big zaddy person.
Big
Yeah.
zaddy.
We've learned.
Silver
Wait,
daddy.
Rox, if you know, answer.
Mine is Barry Allen. And honestly,
Flash.
I get some heat for liking the Flash because people say he would come too quickly in bed. But that you clearly don't understand the Flash if you say that because he has control over his speed, obviously. Also, I think that he treats his woman Iris very well. Also, I feel like he could run around the entire world and get me whatever I need. And you guys know I can be a little high maintenance. Like, please get me cookies. I would like some bacon. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just think that it'd be really cool to be with somebody. It's almost like being able to fly, but to be able to get anywhere. I like to travel.
Right.
He's kind of sexy. He's really smart. He's a forensic scientist. Like, let's be
So,
real.
because he said crush, so you're talking like real, like who would you actually want as a boyfriend or husband?
Isn't
as a
that what a
superhero?
crush is?
Not for me.
All right, for me.
So what's a crush for you?
Just
Karina?
want to have sex with the person.
Oh, that
I don't have a person on the planet I just want to have sex with.
Not a superhero.
I don't have a person on the planet I just
Chris
want to have
Evans
sex
as
with.
Captain
I
America.
don't have a person on the planet I want to have sex with.
Thor, probably.
Thor.
Thor, if it was
thick
just
Thor.
that. But if I was trying to like maybe get married in the future, maybe as a second wife and a second husband for me, Iron Man, because I think he's not ready yet. But once he has a second marriage, he'll be a good husband.
Tehran, can I ask a follow-up question?
He has enough money to afford that. Like you gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta have money to have two
Yeah.
wives. Yes.
What
What's
is
the
this
follow-up?
shit that you keep talking about? Second wife, second husband. Why are you so convinced you're getting divorced?
No, I'm
No,
not.
they're getting
I think
divorced.
I would
She's gonna be the
there-
second.
Like I'll probably be single until someone reaches.
Oh,
So
you're
she
just
wants them
older.
to go through the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
marriage
all-
to get a little bit more
Alright.
mature.
Yes.
Why
So
are you
you-
so emotionally unavailable? Like what? Who hurt
Fair
you?
question.
Like all of my exes are toxic. It's like 50 Shades of Toxic Exes is Steph's life.
In
Sure,
different
but at
ways.
some point, maybe it's
In
not
different
all of
ways.
them. Maybe
No,
it's
no,
you.
All of the notches of what the red flag of what they tell women to like not do, I've somehow experienced.
Wow.
She's very trusting and giving.
Yeah.
So sometimes people take
But-
advantage of that.
And it's also like 6 months in, so I'm already like hooked. I'm like, was that their personality? Oh, I guess so. So yeah, that's why I'm emotionally unavailable, because I'm like, who the fuck are these people?
I think the answer to why Steph's emotionally unavailable, even though you didn't ask me, but I'll give my 2 cents on this one.
Please
Is
elaborate.
because she will be emotionally available and isn't yet. She knows that right now that's not what she wants. She doesn't want to be in a relationship. She doesn't want a partner. She wants to be her. She wants to grow. She wants to learn. She wants to challenge herself. She wants to focus on her career. So emotionally, she is available to projects, to friends, to family. I mean, you're doing an amazing job.
Social
taking care of
justice.
a lot of her family right now, to social
Yeah.
justice. Exactly. So you are emotionally available, but not to something that's not important to you right now. And having a partner isn't important to you right now.
Yeah, I would need to be very much.
She's just waiting for
convinced.
thick Thor to go back to Thor.
No, I've
Jeez.
never.
So
seen
Thor
you
needs
as
to
a
do
thick
some
person.
sit-ups
Steph's
No,
not
I
into
actually
thick
love
people.
thick Thor and identify with him.
because
but-
you like zaddies.
You
No,
identify
no,
with-
I just
yeah, she does
identify
like
with him
zaddies.
being
You
That's
like
what Steph's
zaddies,
doing.
though.
She
You like
likes
zaddies.
silver zaddies.
Well, yeah, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying I identify with thick Thor. I don't want to fuck him.
But does identify with
would.
it mean
Why
you like
wouldn't you?
relate?
Yeah, I relate to thick Thor
Thinking about
immensely,
my exes
especially
makes
this
me
year.
want to finish this shot.
I'm
so.
with you. I'm gonna have.
Yeah,
only
Roxy,
I
have-
don't
you need to
have,
catch
I
up.
don't have that.
Yeah, what's your
What's your
relationship
superhero?
background?
You know,
Tehran?
it's interesting because first of all, any girl I've ever talked to has absolutely been amazing. And in fact, the only reason that our relationship didn't continue simply is because my life would have ended up somewhere different. And that's why.
any girl.
So it's
every
like
girl I've
career
ever
over
spoken
the
to.
Every girl has been amazing.
Every girl I've ever chosen to speak to and has reciprocated has actually been absolutely amazing.
Why didn't you text
that
them
is
back?
the saddest fucking thing I've ever heard.
That's actually
Yo.
it's a very true thing. Why don't I text you back?
Why don't I text
That
them
makes me
back
want
if
to
you
off
think they're all
myself and
amazing?
then off
Yeah.
you. I want to kill everybody now.
No, I'm being very. I wish I could tell you. I wish that wasn't the case, but that is literally the case. In fact,
Do you want to?
they're all too good for me.
Tehran.
They're all too
You're-
good for me.
Shot.
You are the fucking problem. You are the problem.
Oh,
Because why are you?
This interview
speak-
just got
Hold on.
flipped.
Hold on. This is real. Because this
Say
is
your
fucking men.
truth,
This is
Roxy.
men right here.
Sure.
Why are you fucking speaking to anybody when you know you're not fucking ready? Everybody else is ready, and they're all amazing, and you suck, and you're not ready.
Not
and
once
you're
did I
fucking
say they were
entertaining
ready,
it
and not
anyway.
once did I say they were upset. I don't know why you took it to that. In fact, I simply said that if our relationship continued, we could be together and my life would end up somewhere different.
But you didn't.
They're not upset about the situation.
I bet they are.
They are not.
I'm upset.
are you
For
sure?
them. I know this for a fact.
You're
Final
telling,
answer.
but wait.
Final
You're
answer.
really saying you've never been with or dated a girl
Done.
that you find annoying
Fuck.
and that you didn't
no,
want to
no.
be with.
Here's the thing.
You are the problem.
Since we discussed something through the lens of Avengers with Thor. So remember the scene in the first Avengers where they keep asking Bruce Banner why he like how's he controlling the Hulk? How's he controlling the
yeah.
Hulk? And then finally he comes back and they're like, it's probably a good time to get angry. And he goes, that is the secret.
Right.
I'm always angry. Yeah, I'm always annoyed. So that's not a
I
fair
used to
question.
be like that.
I'm literally always annoyed by almost
All right,
everyone, basically.
Tehran?
So that's not the question. The
Oh,
question
here
isn't.
she goes.
No, let's
Yes.
talk for a
What's up,
second.
finger?
Let's talk for a second because what was Bruce Banner not able to do in the final movie?
In
Turn
Thor
into
Ragnarok
Hulk?
or
Yeah.
Endgame or in
So
Endgame,
what
yeah.
had worked for him previously no longer fucking worked. Your shit is not going to work at some point. What are you going to do then?
Sure, but here's
Oh,
the thing,
shit,
Roxy,
she's
I'm
got
not-
you
What
there.
are you gonna do?
I'm
then?
not in that situation now. So my situation now, it's not like there's a person who's like, this, as if I'm pulling their strings and manipulating them into that situation. That's not the case. So I understand what perspective you're coming from. You're coming from the Roxy perspective, but I'm telling you
All
that
my
that's not the
perspectives
case.
are Roxy perspectives.
I know,
I
but
feel
that's
like
not the case. The case is
That was the most roundabout answer.
I
He
think-
can talk his way out of anything and not this one. You said every woman you have been with has been amazing.
they've been amazing.
And yet it doesn't
Not
work.
amazing enough, apparently.
And you said that it was amicable.
Get Dorina and Steph.
It has been amicable. Why can't two people get to a point?
1 plus
No,
1 does
no,
not
we-
equal 3, but that's what you're giving
We are
me, right?
no.
That's what
I
you are
think that's
giving.
great that it's amicable, but you're really saying that you have met all these amazing people and you just don't.
I don't know
wanna
what the
You
number
also
that we
don't
all
get
think this
attached.
is. I don't
You
know.
also don't give a
No,
fuck. Where
It's
is
not
that
that
in
they.
my
It's
life,
not that
then?
they. It's not that there was an attachment or not caring. It's just that there's a point where a relationship dissolves, and it doesn't have to be
Right.
All right.
out of
I agree.
negativity or anger.
Let me
Well,
ask you this.
do you want to be in a relationship with one person forever, like traditional relationship?
Eventually, that might be a course of action that I take.
Right.
I
No, because you don't have to. I like
That was
look.
me coming
There's a
on here.
there's a.
In case you missed that. In case that wasn't clear.
She just did this
That's
to
what
your
happened.
opinion.
That all right. Here would be the logical question to
Sure.
ask. Have the relationships ended because of you or because of them?
the interactions have ended because of a mutual.
All of them. All of them have been mutual, Tehran. Every relationship you've ever
Tehran,
been
do you
in,
need a
we
towel?
ended mutually.
Really, like it's never been like you ended it or
You
she
need a
ended it.
sock.
There's never been a situation where
It's everywhere.
there's never been a situation where something happened. It's always been an understanding. For example,
Like the relationship's
I left,
run its course.
I left Washington D.C. to come to California, and the understanding was that this wouldn't continue in the same way,
Right.
and it just wouldn't work out. And that was like
I don't feel as if
9
that's
years ago?
mutual. I feel as if that's you leaving.
she also left Washington D.C.
Okay, that's
To
fair.
where?
Yeah, she went to New York.
Oh.
And what was the next one?
So the next one
All right,
after
that smile tells me the next one was not mutual. Immediately I know that was not mutual, but continue.
No, the next one was also a mutual situation. There just haven't been any finite ones in that manner. Like the next one is a situation that happened where it was
If
also.
you're not gonna open up, Tehran,
Yeah.
is
This
there
is-
another question?
This is me opening up. This is me opening up.
This is what you
Hear
get though if you
that?
invite us.
Get
You're gonna
real
question
or
us. We're gonna
deal?
question you. We're gonna psychoanalyze you back.
Love that.
Yes, and I welcome this.
Wow.
I welcome this, guys. That's been our show.
Here's our ad.
Yeah.
Roar.
Okay. So here's the thing. In Los Angeles, I haven't been privy. I'm not a very big relationship person to begin with.
Right.
I've
That's
always
totally
been
fair.
very content being alone.
Same.
So
Get it.
relationships are things that I would say happen in a very spontaneous manner for me. That's not so in many instances, George, my co-host, for example, he's very open to love and wants to find a person to be in love with. That is a goal that he's had for a long time.
I knew someone that he could have fallen in love with, and I saw it budding like a beautiful.
It was
flower
blossoming,
in
but the
blossom, but what happened?
the person did something that wasn't discussed. Yo, the person
Say their
did,
name.
did something that wasn't discussed. George is a very
Whoa!
George is a very sensitive person, and the person did or said something to him that was really off-putting for him,
What
and
was
he's
that
very
thing?
sensitive. That's George's business, and I
Okay.
won't discuss
Okay,
George's
I
business.
respect that. I
And if
respect
George
that.
was here, he would definitely go for it.
respect
I'm
that.
glad that you said that.
I'm
I
very,
look forward
I'm,
to asking
I'm a very
him.
private
Me
person.
too.
So,
And me too.
so
No, and look, everybody's different. Everybody
Yeah.
wants different things, especially nowadays. Like, look, I'm in a non-traditional relationship. Like,
Sure,
everybody,
and it
like
works
there's
for
people
you.
that don't want something that's long-term, and that's totally fair, as long as people are honest about it.
Honest.
Honesty.
and that's the thing.
Communication.
I'm very upfront. I'm very upfront.
So what do
and
you say up
everyone
front?
says-
If you're meeting with a woman and you
maybe too upfront.
okay, if you guys have gone on a couple of dates and you're feeling like you're not ready to be her boyfriend,
That
or-
wouldn't happen to me. So I'm not a dating type, right? So I'm not like specifically a dater. I don't go
What's
out
a
on
dating type?
a dating type is someone like right now they're on Tinder,
Right,
Raya.
right. That are looking
You
to
have to be on a
actually
social
date
media
people.
app
No,
to
I'm
be a
just saying
dating
that
type?
this is an attribute. It's
Okay.
not the defining
Only one.
attribute.
Okay.
It's part of it. Or they meet someone, they're like, "Hey, I just met you. I
And
would
this
love
is
to take
crazy.
you." Yeah.
So
Here's
here's
my
my number.
So call me
So
maybe.
call me
Exactly.
maybe.
I don't even give you my number. Like it takes time. Like it's not.
Well,
I
you
don't
wouldn't
go
text
into
them
an
back
interaction.
anyway. So
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds
exactly.
like you would fail.
Am I a dating type?
Not until recently.
Is she a dating type?
I don't think either of you
Not
are.
that I know of.
I don't think either of you are
Are
dating
you a
types.
dating type?
I didn't date before I
I-
got married. I hated dating. I
Thank
don't like
you,
dating.
Doreen.
Yeah.
and only
I don't like
Doreen.
hanging out with people I don't know unless it's
I,
your
me
friends.
too, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not on
Exactly.
any
Yeah.
app and I don't
I-
fucking get
I'm
how
not
to
a
date.
dating app
I don't know
gal.
how. I also can't be fucked. Not
Yeah, she
physically.
means I can't be bothered.
Bothered.
But
No, I was gonna
can't
say
be
you
fucked
won't be fucked.
is
Not
somehow
can't.
become interchangeable, and we're just
Yeah,
going with
go
it.
But my
ahead.
thing is, if someone like wants to go out on a date with me, I take it as a threat. It's actually like a threatening. It's
What's
actually
up?
because like I'm so comfortable. My favorite thing is to get home, get to my bed, and watch television.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite thing
You
to
want
do.
your
Even when I do,
individual
and I like
space.
my space.
Yeah,
So
I get
if I invite you into that space, it's very special.
Right.
But if you're like, hey, we need to go to this place and eat at this place at this time, you are now threatening me. You are now actually attacking me and my
Oh my
sensibilities, and I don't like this, and I don't like.
What's the last date you went on? Like, what did you do?
Sheesh, I can't even think of it.
In
As
the
in a
last
date,
couple
you
years?
easily can't think of a date. No.
You can't think of. You
No.
have not been on a date that you can remember in the last several years.
Okay.
I've been on very finite amount of actual dates in my entire life. If I count the amount of times that I've gone to eat,
I feel
at a
that, though.
restaurant,
I haven't been on a lot of
you're-
dates.
Why does it have to
Including-
be eat at a restaurant?
I'm just saying, even eat at a restaurant, we're
Okay.
talking about less than 15 in my entire
so
life.
then
Wow.
why
Yeah.
it's all then
Including
actually
prom.
I actually believe
And I'm
you
talking about
then.
eating at a restaurant, period. Like
and
I-
that's even with the girls that it didn't work out with.
yes.
But then I actually believe that it was amicable because that means you actually haven't dated a lot of people that you're like, oh, we're super serious, we're gonna like we're dating for like long term. So you haven't done that as much because you've
exactly.
chosen not
and
to.
I don't and I also think that one of the worst things a guy can do to a girl is waste their time. So I'm a big both people be on the same
Agreed.
page.
Facts.
Be on the same page because
Time is
Dur-
money.
exactly, Dorina has found this out. You can find someone who is amicable to your particular lifestyle. And
Right.
sometimes you fall into that lifestyle or sometimes you are adamant about that lifestyle. But either way, you can literally figure out someone. There's a guy right now and he's dating a girl who's like, yeah, I love it when you shit on me. Like that's a real thing.
Yeah, it is.
Now, that's
Right.
not for everybody.
No.
right?
Just watched
You
The
just gotta
Leftovers.
respect different kinks.
Yeah,
There
no.
is a man who wanted to be shit on and was very upset when women wouldn't do that.
Exactly.
there.
And there's a
She's
person
out
who
there.
would. There's a German princess right now
Right.
somewhere.
I'm sure there's
who's
an
waiting-
OnlyFans for that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's even though that's not my thing, I'm saying that that is a thing.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm very upfront to the point where sometimes in the beginning it could be very frustrating for a person because they're used to a certain way. And I understand that. I do not fault someone for that.
Right.
I simply say, this is how I am, and I understand where you're coming from. I understand, but this is what is a priority to me.
You're gonna get mad at me for this question.
Go for
I
it.
definitely know that.
She wants to know if you like strawberries or bananas.
You're cagey about this, but do you ever say how old you are, Tehran?
I do. I do.
How old are you?
33.
And are
Baby.
you planning at some point on having a family? Like, do you want children?
I'm gonna finish my
I
shot.
would like to have children. I would like to have children. I would like to have children.
You would like to, but you don't want to do it.
No,
Like,
here's
there's a
my thing.
difference.
Do you
be-
care if you have children as a single parent or as a
I
co-parent?
do not know if I specifically believe in traditional ideas of marriage.
Because they don't. Because yeah, I agree.
Because
Yeah.
I hate rules.
Yeah.
So where do people get married? Where do people get married?
In a church.
Well,
I'm
some
Jewish.
Under a cross with a
I
priest
didn't
with holy
get
water.
married in a
Nobody
church
gets
I
married
can't
at a
go in.
church.
And, no.
No one gets married
Oh.
on a beach. No one gets married
I
at a
would have to, or
destination.
else
What
my
are you
mom
You
would
talking
only
about?
get
me.
married in a courthouse. That is where people get married. You get married
You're
in a
saying
courthouse.
legally.
Exactly. That's marriage.
like-
Just like you getting
No, you can
married
get
in a
the
What's more
courthouse.
certificate.
important, legally or spiritually?
I understand that, but we can ask that of the LGBTQ community who fought for so long to
I'm
be
not
recognized
talking about
legally.
Just a church. I'm
Fight.
saying, like,
She
if
will
you're a
cut
person
you.
that
It's that important to
Steph
have.
doesn't care about the
Have
Listen,
legal
Prop 8
status.
was my fucking shit when I couldn't even vote.
I'm just saying. So
Fight
which
it.
one was more importantly? Would you have said the same thing to a person who was fighting for Prop 8?
No, I'm saying I don't even want to get married in a church. I have to because I have family
No,
who
you do
died
not.
for their
You
religion
do.
and
You do
genocides
not have
that I
to,
have
Steph.
to be
You're gonna
doing that.
choose to because you want to
Make my family happy.
Yes.
Yeah, she chooses to be Armenian.
And then
I
we're
get it.
gonna fucking
Part Armenian.
rage
That's
if
not
I
what I'm
ever
saying.
get married.
I'm
No,
not saying
I'm-
she chooses to be Armenian. I'm saying she chooses to make her
No,
family
no. I
happy.
feel like if you don't know Armenian families, I don't think you have a choice.
No, but it's
That's when you
also
don't
like-
have a choice. Like a
Also just
Persian
middle-
family.
Yeah, no, Lebanese
Yeah.
do the same thing. Japanese, like we were half Buddhist, half Christian.
Where's the
but-
chuppah?
That's a good
Look,
Mazel
Habibi,
tov.
Look,
Habibi.
Mexicans have Catholic weddings all the time, and I told my mom I couldn't do it because I would just basically melt if I went in a church. So you can do the
That's
same
how I
thing.
feel every
That's what
time
I'm
I
saying.
walk into
Yeah.
the church. I'm like, they know I've sinned. They know I've sinned.
Dude, why can't she figure that
Yeah,
I-
out?
why-
you've
wait, why
hosted
can't
so
it
much.
be
Because she
up from
finished her
over
tequila and look
here?
at yours, Roxy.
Why
So-
does it have to be
This
up
is
here?
this is you. I just want to show you what you look like tonight.
So my thing is, when it comes to the concept of traditional marriage, it's not that I'm saying I would not be involved in a traditional marriage. I'm saying I also don't know if I have to be involved in a traditional marriage.
So my question was more about children because
Sure.
to me, honestly, it doesn't matter because you have sperm as opposed to eggs. So being 33, you can figure your shit out later.
Sure.
We physically cannot figure our shit out later. Dee doesn't want children, so she's straight as hell. Steph still working on figuring out what she wants. For me, I would like to have kids.
Within the
have-
confines of a traditional.
Not sure about that part. I think I would like to foster, possibly adopt. But if I change my mind, I've got like a couple years until my shit doesn't work. Like that's a whole different thing when you're going into
Yes.
You
relationships.
Shelf
have
life.
longer
So the
than that. You're
women-
not
Feels
that
right.
old.
Well, at 35, it's a geriatric pregnancy, and I'm
How old are you?
29.
So you're fine.
But I have to meet somebody.
Yo,
first. I have
the
to
way
want
it
his
takes for
fucking
her
sperm.
6 years before she has sex for the first time.
Literally.
You don't
literally.
understand she dated someone for like a year and a half and they didn't
Yeah.
have sex until like she was sure.
There was this guy, Mike. Oh man,
Yes.
What's up,
there's a
Mike, if you're
Mike.
listening?
poor Mike. He was Scottish. He wore a kilt. Is that what it's called?
Oh, that's easier to play with.
It's supposedly better for the male anatomy to be wearing skirts.
Yeah.
Well,
and women are supposed
makes
to
sense.
actually be wearing the pants, metaphorically and physically.
Why that? Why?
Really?
because
It's
for
more comfortable to wear
anatomical-
skirts.
No. For balls and a dick, literally, you're supposed to be in a skirt. You're not supposed
Well,
to be
then they'll get hanging.
constrained. Exactly. They have air. They have
No, but
breeze.
hanging.
But
to
what
move.
about? I don't.
No, I know, but that's all superficial.
Yeah, but at
Oh.
the same time, it gets in the way. And also, if you're if you're fighting some other guy, like since we're
is what
anthropologically
How many-
speaking,
how many-
since we're anthropologically speaking, it's like now
what
we're
are you just? Like,
How many people
cockfighting?
do you fight per day? Like, what's going
I-
on? You can wear a skirt and WeHo, and then you get catcalled.
Ooh.
Ooh, that might change my perception.
There you go.
No,
Have you ever gotten in a fist fight?
have I ever gotten into
Yeah.
a fist fight?
Why'd you repeat my question?
Because
It's
that's
absolutely yes.
Oh.
not even a question of I can't even count how many. You want to talk about like relationships? I can tell you finite number. Like, fist fights. I have a big mouth,
Yeah.
and I do
I
not
love your big
mind
mouth.
it. Yeah,
Have you
thank
gotten punched for your big mouth?
Oh yeah, I've definitely gotten punched. In fact, one of my friends' favorite times to discuss me getting, because I've taken losses. Like I'm not the guy that's gonna be like, oh, I've beaten everyone up. No,
You're very tall though. You got
yeah,
reach.
I definitely have given out because I don't like to fight just to fight. I think that's stupid.
Of course.
But sometimes in guy world, quote unquote, especially when you're playing basketball, you get into these situations where now it has to be an altercation. As Richie, my boy Richie
A
here, I
girl
play
with
basketball with
Hi,
him a lot.
Richie.
Hey,
honey.
Richie.
Yeah,
We
Richie's
miss
amazing.
you, Richie. Thank
You
you
end
for
up having, you have to fight
Love
in
Richie.
order not to fight all the time. So one time we were playing a game. I definitely dunked on a guy, and I was like next. And as I turned around, and I said next before the game was over. So I just dunked on him, and then I got the ball off a steal and shot the last point and said next, which means like I'm dismissing their team. Like I
I
already
get it.
before the ball went in.
Next.
So as I turned around, he came and just punched me in the face. And he was a big dude, and he started punching me. And I was like, and I was like, stop. And he stopped. And I was like, but who has next, though? Like, I was just extra.
You
Like,
guys are
that's
so.
who I am.
You guys are so dumb.
Yeah,
though.
that's who I am.
Like,
I
for
told
doing
you we're
that
stupid.
whole
Have you
thing.
never gotten in a fight, D?
I have, but not to the point where like I've gotten punched in the face.
Oh!
Looks like an ad lib.
Shut.
That's not even what they asked for.
I haven't even
Shit.
Richie
finished
brought it
mine.
back.
She's a fucking
It's
shit.
'cause Richie saw me finish
I
the
was
shot. Thank you,
nursing this because I
Richie.
didn't know
Thank
there
you,
would be another
Richie.
one coming, but I didn't know
Yeah.
Richie
Thank
was our
you,
fucking
Richie.
hero.
Richie's like their tequila drug dealer right now. He brings them
love
tequila.
Richie.
So, okay, let's get into
I made you
Our
out
pop-
of clay. And
let's
when
get
you
into
try
our
it,
popping or
Reggie-
stopping really quick. And I
Yeah.
do want to give a shout out to our live audience. We will be here on Wednesdays, so please come out and support, show love, especially to the Comedy Store. Shout out to Lauren, who is in the crowd and learning how to read. So it's so nice to see her learn how to read.
Good
Jasmine,
job, Lauren.
she
I'm
can read.
sorry,
She mispronounced a word, and I've been picking
What
on
was
her.
it?
Conceived and convinced, and it was the thing.
I before E except after C.
Exact. And Jasmine, who's in the crowd. Jasmine,
There's a
who,
G in there.
good luck on your audition. Bree, Emma, and Sahar, who are rocking it. They are the Laugh Factory crew.
Bree, Emma, and Sahar.
Yeah. And then our buddy Ryan Nielsen walked in.
Hey, Ryan.
So Ryan Nielsen, who is also who's a producer, who we like Ryan.
love Ryan.
Good to be here.
True about Ryan.
So our popping or stopping, we have a segment, popping or stopping. It's a trend men do that we want to know your opinion on. Popping or stopping, not having an iPhone.
What?
So, for example, I don't have an iPhone.
Okay, let me talk about this.
I don't have an iPhone either.
I don't. I like my Android
Same.
Android phone.
Is
I
popping
like
like
it.
a boner.
I-
What is
And
popping?
is it okay that I have?
I hate
Android?
iPhones, so I've always used
Here's
Android.
the thing, it's so hard because Dorina, there's few people on earth that I feel as strongly about as you. I'm
Do you get annoyed at my green messages?
obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with you. I think you're like the best person inwardly, outwardly ever.
the devil's gift to this planet?
Yes, straight up. But, however, you not owning an iPhone has seriously hindered our relationship.
I'm
Facts.
sorry, but I hate iPhones and I
Same
will
with
never own
guys.
one.
Okay, is it,
I hate them.
I'm
I
gonna-
love Android.
is it because of Steve Jobs? Or
No,
what's going
no,
on?
it's not even a principle thing. It's just like I don't like the way.
The functionality.
Yeah, Android you can accommodate it how you want. It's like a personal
And
experience.
also, if you travel overseas, you can switch out. You can
SIM
actually
card?
change the SIM card.
Yeah.
Which makes it very.
it's way better.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys and like straight up
That's
just
nice.
say this. No, don't care about that. I would never, under any circumstances, fuck somebody who didn't have an iPhone.
You would
Under
never.
any
Hold on.
circumstances.
well, you'll
That
never.
should be a
fuck
commercial
me.
for iPhone. If
poop
iPhone
almost
does not
just fell out.
sponsor
You'll
you,
never fuck me then, Roxy, because I will
and
never.
I'm
have
sad
an
about,
sucks.
and I'm
And
sad
that
about that.
sucks.
I'm sad about that.
Well,
However,
that's your loss.
I
It is
still
my
have
loss.
a chance, and that
It is
sucks.
my loss, but I really truly mean that.
I can't wait till she finds the
I
perfect
did
guy that
one
has an
time.
Android.
One time I fucked somebody without an iPhone. It was a big mistake.
why? You think it was
Talk
the
about it.
Android that made it
This
happen?
is my heroin using flip phone ex.
Okay, it's a flip phone.
He
Yeah,
Clearly
that's
sold
already an
drugs.
issue.
That-
But you
sold
have
them.
that for
He-
your drug
if he
phone,
could
not
only just
your
stop.
personal
No.
phone.
No,
Not
no.
if you can't afford it. Heroin's
You-
expensive. I don't think
You
people
make a
realize.
lot of money.
I
Yeah.
need a man with an iPhone.
Here's my thing.
Right?
Unless
That's
you work for
hot.
iPhone, unless you work for Apple, I don't know why you're getting commission. It's a lifestyle. Like I don't think that you should not have an iPhone.
Why don't you have an
And
iPhone?
here's the thing, because I like the
doesn't wanna be fucked
functionality.
by
Because
me.
Of an Android.
What
because you
functionality?
can manipulate the Android operating system to
Android,
work
if
for
you notice, your
As a-
iPhones are starting to look more and more like your Apples are starting to look more like Androids. And here's the thing.
How would you
They
know that
actually-
you don't have an iPhone?
And my iPhone has
It's not that
gum
I've
on it.
never seen an iPhone. I've seen an iPhone. I've used an iPhone. I've had an iPhone. They create something called persuasion architecture, which actually manipulates you to do things like, oh, it doesn't show up blue or whatever the color is. This is annoying. Or
Yeah.
it takes half a second longer because
Or
they're not
your
compatible.
image-
They do it on
Also,
purpose.
You
Apple-
send me photos. It's just like in like less than 1080p.
And vice versa.
480.
They do it on purpose.
But here's
1920p.
the thing about Apple
do it
as
on
well
purpose.
is that no matter if you have an Apple product, whether it's your phone or your computer, any other software that's or hardware that's not Apple will not be compatible with Apple.
Exactly.
And that's dumb. I
Exactly.
hate that because
It's
every other
intrusive.
company doesn't do that.
It's
yeah,
intrusive.
exactly. It is what it is, though. We can only deal with what is, and what is that I have Apple products. So if you want to be inside me, you also need
You have to be an
Apple
Apple.
products.
I get it.
So if you want to be in your
Therefore, it's
DMs or
easier.
inside Roxy, you must have
And
an
if you
Apple.
start now, you might be able to sleep with me in 3.5 years.
What
Okay.
if you
So-
find the perfect guy that's like basically Barry Allen and he has an Android because Androids are faster than iPhones?
Nope.
Next story.
Nope. Get out of my DMs, Barry Allen, you
No,
droid
no.
using little shit.
Damn.
BDE would trump.
You need to make an iPhone commercial with that. Like, I will never ever
I
sleep
won't
with
fuck
someone.
you if you don't have an iPhone.
I feel that way.
That's
Apple.
not me. That's Roxy. Just
It's
by
like
the way.
I'm gonna walk outside tonight and have people hold their phones up. But what you got?
Show me. Show me
Only
what
the
you're working
iPhone
with.
users are allowed
Hello?
to catcall Roxy,
Prostitution.
basically.
All right. We get questions from listeners every week. Please email us your questions at imperfectgshow@gmail.com. And you know, when we do things, I don't realize how much I miss George until like little things that he does that now I have to do because he's not here. It's so cute, right?
Yeah.
That's my relationship is with George. I'm in a relationship with George. That's
I
my
respect
relationship.
That.
Same.
Yeah, George, this is
Don't know
true.
what that means.
So glad
yeah.
the show is back. It's been too long. I usually love listening on my morning drive now. I listen on my way to the living room. Basically, my story is I had a crush on a guy for a while and it felt like we were vibing and then he backed off. Should I be over it and move on or should I try harder?
I have answers.
You
You
go.
got-
Wait,
I
wait.
have
So wait,
two.
let me because I've been drinking. So the question
I've been
is
drinking.
if I should,
Watermelon.
if they should get over them or if they should try to
Surfboard.
actually
Try harder. So we field a question from a female listener and a male listener, or in certain situations, whatever gender, non-binary, as they would
he,
like to be
she,
addressed.
they, yeah.
Exactly.
And you.
Well, this is from a she. You told.
This
you
is
said, right?
specifically from a she.
Okay, so I think I can feel this one, and then you guys can.
And would
Okay.
it be different if it was a
comment as well.
he?
Yeah, I do think it would be different if it was. a
I'd
he.
love to hear that perspective as well.
Okay, first I'll start with the fact that it is a she, and what I will say is straight up, you should be over and not try harder. Now, easier said than done,
Facts.
but if you try harder, it's not hot,
Mm-mm.
and they don't want it, and
Nope.
that's what we've learned. Give what you've got, be who you are, but when they're not into who you are, move on. Because somebody's going to be into who you are, and trying harder isn't going to make anybody want you more. It's just going to make you feel like shit about yourself when you get rejected, which ultimately is going to happen if you're trying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's how I feel about the fact that it's a woman.
Right.
For a man talking to a man, I can't say that I have experience in that area. But I do know, as I had a gay roommate for a very long time who would talk to, and also obviously have 1,000,001 LGBTQIA plus friends, sometimes there's a different game going
Yep.
on there. Sometimes
It's
there is
totally different for hetero and non-hetero normative.
completely. So if this was a man that was speaking about this, then possibly you should try harder, because maybe it's that somebody was into somebody else or whatever. It's just a completely different situation.
What
But
do
if
you
this
mean
is a
by
woman-
try harder though? Like what does
Well,
that
try
entail
harder
for
would
you?
mean like initiate more often, try
Okay.
to see them, send them texts,
Mhm.
even sexts, like just switch up your mentality, whatever it is. Just try differently and more often. I think is harder.
Roxy, I swear you just advised someone to catch a lawsuit, like catch a sexual harassment charge. Like, I mean, it's
That's
like
what try harder means, right?
sex. Like, try harder until.
That's what try harder means. Try harder means send pictures of your dick.
No
No,
dick
no,
pics.
no.
But I will
What
say,
happened?
like, women.
Dick pics are never attractive.
No, I
No,
It
never.
depends.
You like them?
okay.
I disagree. Depends on who
here's
it
the
is.
Deal.
Yeah.
Here's the real
Some
deal.
dicks are pretty. Have you seen Michael Fassbender in Shame? Just saying.
No, but I would like to now. That
Well,
you
check
bring
that
it
out,
up.
all of you tonight, and you will thank me.
Wait, I love Michael Fassbender, so
will
I'm gonna
do.
look
Can
it
you
up right
text
now.
me a time
Go on,
code
Roxy,
later?
though.
I will.
I agree.
Shame.
Dick
Mhm.
pics, unsolicited, fucking weird.
Agreed.
Gotta say, first time in my life, received a dick pic that I was like moved. I was moved. I was moved as a
You were
human.
moved by
Yeah.
this. You just had a
Holy
heavenly penis?
Shit, Tehran. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. This is what people are talking about.
yeah.
Like,
No,
I
it
was
didn't ask.
completely with you. Maybe you just haven't seen the right picture.
No.
It's my thing is specifically in regards to how it if it comes out, how it ends up. So dick pic coming out, like someone hacks into
Comes
your
out.
phone,
Okay.
right? Hacks into the phone. Dick pic coming out,
I just
and
want to say I Google searched Michael Fassbender shame dick.
and is it
me see.
beautiful?
I'm gonna look right now.
So
Well, you said that before you looked.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to say
Wanted
like
to update us?
what I
It's really good. Just saying.
It's
Anyways,
nice.
continue.
I hear you. And unsolicited,
that's the thing. No,
never
even if it's solicited,
unsolicited.
but if it gets out there, the opinion of the penis is what I'm looking. Like Melania Trump's nude photos, she looks amazing in these pictures. She looks absolutely amazing.
She does. That fascist does look absolutely amazing. Yes.
I
Yeah.
saw you with your tweet today about this, by the way.
In regards to Melania's
Yeah.
accent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
Speak
not.
up.
I'm not
I
a
agree
fan
with-
of accent shaming.
I agree with you completely.
No,
Accents know
never.
twice as
I
many
haven't
words
either
as you.
completely.
Yeah.
I loved your tweet.
That low hanging fruit. Now, if you want to
It's,
attack her
missing the
policies,
point.
her politics, or her personal opinion, which she stated,
Or a
that is
choice
very
of
different.
husband. Yeah.
But don't attack her sexual pictures.
Do not attack her
No.
sexual
And do
pictures. Do
not
not
attack
attack
her
her
accent.
No
morality.
one can deny that Melania
For
Trump
that-
is hot.
Fucking
She's
hot.
a super
What we
hot,
don't know
terrible
if,
person.
Like, if she is under like a kid.
Honestly, I'm
right
thinking
now.
about that penis right now.
The Michael Fassbender penis. No.
Oh,
The
Which
penis
one?
that was sent to you.
Yeah.
It was that great a penis.
Yeah.
Can we know?
No,
whose
wait,
penis?
okay,
Was it
show
Andrew's
her-
penis?
Show her
No.
Michael Fassbender's
show you
penis though,
Michael
because it's really
Fassbender.
good.
Okay, so
But here's the thing, like,
Yes.
here's the thing about trying harder. If
Magneto.
yeah, how do you know trying harder is wanted?
that's the thing, like, if you, I am a very, look at it, it's good,
Dude,
right?
Why is he pushing it down?
Oh, that's not the real one.
This is a pose.
That's just a photo. No, it's in the, it's a
Look what
GIF.
he's
I'll
doing.
send it to you. It's
Why
a
is he, but why is he pushing it that way?
because
that
that's not
adds
real.
length.
That's
I will say
photoshopped.
he's fucking hot.
It's
He's
like, Why
amazing.
do girls hold their waist? Because you can.
That's
You know,
the-
I want you to pull it up though, because this looks like the opposite of a boner. This
That's
looks
the
like
vil-
I'm
super
Are we not
villain.
going to talk about Yaya's
We're-
penis in
Yeah,
Watchmen?
yeah.
we
Abdul
can
Mateen,
definitely
that's
talk about
it.
Watchmen.
That
for a
I mean, if
beautiful-
we're
second.
talking about penis, it's going to be one that
Yahya
looks way more like
Abdul-Mateen
mine.
Mateen
That's all I'm
II
saying.
is
That is
Yeah.
a beautiful blue
man.
penis.
Yeah.
How do you know the penis I was talking about doesn't look like yours?
No. I wasn't. I was referring to the Fassbender penis, which also could look like mine, but just skin tonality was all I was referring.
Is that what your penis looks like?
My penis. Okay, I will tell you a penis picture story from Tehran.
Okay.
Oh.
Please.
Wait, hold on.
Is this when you were trying harder?
No, this is the situation. So this is when I'm in college at this point, and there was a person who it was like a very close family friend. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I do not save numbers in my phone.
That's true.
So
And really annoying.
Eh,
Is our number saved?
No,
no, none of your
No.
numbers are saved.
Wait, are
straight
you?
up. No, it's fucking
me your
annoying.
phone.
It's real.
The amount of time I've texted him and like I've gotten a text
I'm
back
gonna
being
call
like
you
just
right
checking
now.
who this is. It's really
Yeah,
fucking
I
annoying.
really-
Siri called
N-
Look at his phone. Look at his phone.
No,
Look at his
none of
phone.
my.
Stop, I'm gonna call you.
It's
Look at
very
his phone.
simple.
Why are you doing
Look,
that?
I'm telling you right now, I don't save anyone's phone number in my phone.
Yep.
It's
Dana
not.
Sabra- it's
No,
highlighted.
that's because
wait.
it's your
Wait,
phone book.
that's so fucking rude.
Yo, I don't save anyone's number.
We're actually friends.
Yeah,
If-
I don't save
if
anyone. I don't
you've
save
been
anyone.
inside somebody, their
Do you
number is
feel
not
Why?
on your
No
Why
phone.
one's
is
phone
that?
number.
Do you just
It's something that
parents?
I've never done. My parent,
You
I
need
know.
okay?
their
No,
number.
but tell us the penis.
Everyone's number.
Tell us the dick pic
So-
story.
What's my number? Continue.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell
So
us a dick pic story.
here's the thing. So going to the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was a close family friend who was
You sent a dick pic to?
that was very a prude. She's one of my favorite people.
Okay.
Also a very prude person when
Same.
it comes to things. Very exactly, right? So this was a time, I don't know if you remember, we had like a little thing at lunch, and I
Why
was
would
like,
we remember that?
No. I
What
don't
do
know
you
if you
mean by
remember.
a little thing?
We
at
had a
lunch?
little
Do you
thing at
remember
lunch
a
where we
thing
had
at
an
lunch?
argument. We had like a debate on the thing, and so she left. And I don't know if you remember, but remember when Chris Brown's penis was like the thing?
I remember.
Okay,
I've
that's what I
never
meant.
been into him, but Roxy has.
Okay, but Chris
Before.
But
Brown's
not
penis. I'm
anymore,
talking about just the
before.
penis.
Super duper
Yeah.
was.
The picture was
before.
like a thing. It was
Yeah.
like a thing.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like late.
It was a thing.
Yeah, it
I
was like
fucking know it.
exactly.
Not as good
So-
as Michael Fassbender, but still.
So his penis was the thing.
Okay.
So I sent her. It was actually the part of our debate, And I sent her a thing. I was like, don't be a dick. And I sent her Chris Brown's penis.
She
Now,
thought it was yours.
she didn't respond to me. And I was like, oh no, maybe she's like
Oh,
really offended.
She thought it was
like,
you.
and we're so close. And I didn't want her to feel that offended. And so I see her that Thursday and I'm like, hey, well, are you like that? Are you like mad at me? She's like, no, not at all. I called you a bunch of times. And I was like, I didn't get it, but I text you and you didn't respond. She's like, I didn't get a text. And I was like,
Who did you send
I
it to?
definitely sent it to her mom. Now, here's the problem with this.
Yes.
Her mom will not know the difference between Chris Brown's light-skinned penis
And
and
yours?
my light-skinned penis,
Right.
which
Wait,
is
so
the
you sent
same
her?
type penis. So her mom cannot never think that I didn't just send a penis.
So her
So from
mom
then on,
thinks that you have Chris
She
Brown's
never
penis.
brought it up, and I
Not
never
a bad
brought it
penis
up.
to have. Just saying.
I never brought it up. She never brought it up. And the mom, I swear, was nicer to me ever since that day.
Ooh, she liked that.
I don't
dick.
know. I don't know. But we just make
You
fun
should
of
tell.
it 'cause she
You
never
should.
brought it up.
Don't
But you
hide
should.
it.
You should send her your penis and be like, "This is the non-abusive penis."
Yeah.
We
Curious?
respect Rihanna.
Don't lie. Promise you're not gonna lie.
Yes.
You swear?
Yes.
Have you ever sent a dick pic?
Never.
Never once.
Never once.
They've never.
You're-
But
have
nobody's.
you ever taken a dick pic?
Never once.
Nobody's
never
ever
even
asked you
taken
for
a
one.
penis-
Not,
picture.
not a penis picture. No.
No, like for yourself,
No. No.
just to see how it feels.
A picture
Just
of
tip.
another penis.
No.
Nobody's asked you for anything like nude photo wise,
Yes, they have.
but you haven't sent it.
No.
How do you get around
I
that?
also don't specifically ask for nude pictures. If you send one, that's
Have you
Do you
Gone one?
get them?
yes, I have received.
What
nude
do you
pictures.
say?
a vagina or
Why don't you
boobies?
send something back? That's so rude.
Reciprocating
I don't send
in
things
that,
back either. That's my game. I don't fuck with
I,
that.
I'm very upfront about the fact that I will never send a sexual picture of that nature. I will also most likely never record a sexual interaction. Any of those things.
Most likely, unless like, you're
I'm-
saying it.
I don't know
I need
if
you
this
to
would
know.
happen. If someone offered me $1 million, I would go and walk around Sunset butt naked taking
Would
pictures.
you
Like,
get
it
an-
depends, but
Would you
within
have an
reason, I don't think so.
OnlyFans?
Not. Would I have a sexual OnlyFans? Maybe, maybe not. I'm a very private person when it comes to
Feet
my
pics or
intimacy,
not?
my
But what if-
sexuality.
What if everybody at
relationships,
WeHo
any of
wanted
those
you to
things.
have an OnlyFans and you would do it? Would you do it?
If it gave you gay energy.
Most likely not. Maybe I'd buy a tighter shirt.
Okay,
I'm-
question.
Or a
No-
kilt?
Another question. Are you comfortable and confident with your penis?
Yes.
So maybe that's why you're not
Well,
sending
then
it
why are
out.
you sharing it with the world? I'm kidding.
I
Pinterest that
think
shit.
I think of the social consequences. So that's the only thing.
I get it.
But
do you-
once again, if there was a role right now, I'm showing my penis 100%.
HBO
not a problem.
money is
You
real
mean
money.
Right.
if
Not a
you
problem.
are in
Like if you were hired
If I
as,
was in Watchmen, no problem.
Yeah,
I would totally.
Dick out for the
Actually, I've
boys.
been
if you were
Dick
Dr.
out.
Manhattan in like the
Dick out
sequel,
for
you
the
would
boys.
exactly.
totally do it.
Right.
I enjoy my penis, and so
I'm sure you
if there
do.
was a situation where
That's nice.
I could utilize this to promote my goal, I would
Got
do it for sure.
got it.
Now, Roxy, Steph, have you guys sent nudes
Yeah.
unsolicited?
No.
No.
What about not solicited?
No.
Steph, you've never sent a nude, is what
No.
you're saying? Okay.
No
that's
one
not
has
true.
shit
That-
on
that
me.
I 100% believe that that's not true.
No. Why would I lie about that?
You've
Huh?
never sent any picture of any part of your body.
Like a nude?
A nude could be like, to me, a nude means like in a bra. Do you mean like nude? Like,
No, a nude is like boobs or
No.
like or
Yeah,
butt
yeah,
or
yeah,
like
never.
yeah. That's like nude is like naked.
No.
Yeah,
Never.
we need to see ass with no, like not even a G-string,
Ass?
like
No,
naked. Yeah.
never.
Or even lingerie.
Straight
I can
up.
see where you're going, but
No. Straight
I-
up.
all right, I have for sure, but never with my
Nice.
face in it. And also, I will say,
yeah, that's actually a thing. I've never specific, but see, I'm so like I would need my face. I'd be like, yo, this is mine. Like I would need my face, but I just wouldn't.
well,
No,
I-
you just but that's too big of a
I-
risk.
yeah, that's too
Yeah,
big a
yeah,
risk.
that's why.
I have
just-
a cute face, and I do think it would help, but I have a bitchin' body, so like I feel confident enough. I have not sent many
It's not-
nudes in my life, but the nudes that I have sent, let me tell you, could be on the fucking like in the Met.
Like how much
Dude,
money
of
would
course,
be?
and
Would you
fuck
make
yeah
an
that you
OnlyFans?
did that.
You.
Fuck yes.
How much money would I make with my nudes?
OnlyFans. Would you make like 2 million a day?
I
think
I
you
do
should.
not think so. I'm not famous enough, but however, I deserve that amount.
You
I'd
know, I do
agree.
think
I
Roxy would
agree.
make a lot of money. I've seen Roxy's YouTube channel, and Roxy has a lot of fans, and a lot of haters. That's why I brought that up in the beginning in
That's
your
true.
intro.
Yeah.
Haterade.
And it has a lot to do. We'll get to that in the topic. Let me get to the
think they're
second
jealous
question.
of my breasts.
Let me get to the second question.
Good point.
Nice.
We got a second question, which is, what's up, gentlemen? Longtime fan. Love that you're back. I need some advice, and I'm hoping you can help.
Maybe
I've
we
been
can.
seeing a girl for a week or two. We got
Sure.
intimate and all, but we got intimate and all, but the problem is she has an odor down there. I smelled it when she got aroused and then tried to go down on her. I really like her, but not the smell. It might be a yeast infection. I mean, it's a sensitive subject, and I didn't say anything, but how do I bring it up to her? It made me not as attracted. Help.
Do it in the shower. Because then you can offer to clean it.
Ooh, I see.
That's
This is
a
why we
really
That's
need
out-of-the-box
helpful.
this.
I have
advice.
other.
I have very
thoughts as
practical
well.
sex advice.
I like that thought. I will say, I guarantee you, she doesn't have a yeast infection. And here's how we know. And ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. The last thing on the planet you want to do when you have a yeast infection is have somebody go down on you. That
would
shit
know.
is
Well,
not.
Well, it doesn't feel
that
good.
shit is painful.
You would
Yeah.
Like when you have
know.
a yeast infection, it's like don't not only do I not want your tongue near me,
You don't
I
want
don't
anything.
near me.
None.
Like
I
you
don't
don't
even
want
toilet paper near
pants.
me. Like
you want to be
nothing.
naked with your
So,
legs spread
didn't
and like
realize
yeah.
She
that.
doesn't have
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The shower thing is good. If you can't do it in the shower, shower before and then do it because that might help. However, this is going to be a problem for a long time because you can't shower every time you're fucking.
What are the conditions that you're having sex? Like, are you sure that that was like not a one-off? Like, or does she not just?
Yeah, like,
she
she go to the gym.
Some women aren't aware of pH balance. If I could put anyone on today, it would be pH balance.
I feel like most people aren't because most women because sex education sucks in this
Yeah, sex
country,
education
and so people
sucks.
don't know how to take
Here's the
care of their
thing,
genitals.
Dicks and vaginas smell, but both are preventative.
Yeah.
If you take care of your
Yeah.
pH balance, which for women it's like you're not putting anything near there. That means tongues, yourself, the tampons, nothing that's dirty. You will stay clean, and you also stay clean. You shower every day. You use wet wipes, whatever
Well,
it is.
vaginas are self-cleaning and penises are not. So in general, penises smell worse than vaginas
Yeah.
do. That's true.
Yeah.
So first of all, check yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you think somebody else smells, maybe you smell as well, or it's actually you.
We don't have to attack this person for questioning.
We're not attacking.
not
We're
attacking, I'm
just
just saying
making
check
sure
yourself.
people
Let's
are
ass-
hygienic.
Check
Did you
yourself
answer
If
before
your
you
she
wreck
question?
she could
yourself.
have emailed us, she could have emailed us and been like, "Hey, I met this guy, went down on him, and it smelled."
Listen, I have to check myself all the time.
Sure.
You have to check yourself all the time.
Everyone
You have to check
does.
yourself,
Yeah.
and you have to check yourself. If
Yeah.
you're not checking yourself daily, every time before somebody goes down
a
on me,
dick
or
after
every
a
time
long day's
before,
work, and vice versa.
check
Are you
yourself.
saying you have to
Smelly.
smell yourself once a day?
Always.
Do you never
Every
smell
time
yourself?
Every
do.
time
I
I
will
pee,
say-
I'm making sure
Yeah.
it's clean.
Or before I have sex, I'll check that shit out
That makes sense.
with my hands and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
what's this
You
like?
want to make
Yeah,
sure
I'm
you
good.
smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm good.
Here, but I think they're right. But also, if you are actually like somebody can smell bad because of their diet, or
Yep.
like there's so many different reasons
so
for
many.
it. So you don't know. So like the best thing to do is first of all make sure you're both clean
Mm-hmm.
in general. Like hygiene in general is like make sure you're both actually like that's like a weird thing to do like shower together because you're just being intimate with each other. If you
Especially
actually
when
want to do
it's
that.
new. Showering together when it's
Showering's
new.
intense, yeah.
Yeah, that's like intimate. It's like,
It
oh
is.
look, dinner, then a movie,
It's like,
then
oh, I'm gonna see you.
Yeah,
fully
sex,
in fluorescent
anal,
lighting.
and
But
then
that's why
maybe
you
shower.
get.
Like,
But then you get like
you gotta
sexy
build up to
lighting.
shower.
But you can get like sexy lighting in your bathroom. You gotta get like
If you
Philips
have the
Hue
vibe.
lights or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
Here's what you do not do. You do not tell her there's an odor.
Yeah.
That's what you do not do because right now, usually I'm all for honesty. But if you want to continue a relationship with this person, if she starts to feel self-conscious, she will never let you go down on her again.
Never.
That's facts. So you need to figure out subtle ways to make sure you guys are both clean.
Cardi
Like the
B just
shower.
made an Instagram video about putting women on about pH balance if they're not already privy to that information. Maybe it's as simple as being like, "LOL, this is so funny," you know, and sending that video. Like, there's sly ways
Totally.
to send the message.
Or also, like, I feel bad for saying this, and you're gonna shit on me. Suck it up. suck it up.
I'm not gonna.
Literally?
You know what? My thing is this: women put up with so many things when it comes to men.
Yeah.
Because men are like mostly disgusting. So I would never ever
Yeah,
take that as a
like,
negative comment. Like
honestly,
women do a lot of things that I like. That's a lot of root of homophobia comes from men's actualization that they are afraid that another man will treat them the way they treat women.
Mm,
And
yes.
yeah.
and also it comes down to acts that we specifically ask women to do all the time. And since we can be very selfish in nature, that we would never reciprocate. Like, and we're like, how can you
That's
go
so
down on another
stupid.
guy?
Right.
And it's like, you know,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like, that's why sometimes there are situations where some men still find themselves to be specifically heterosexual, which is always a debate. Even if there's another male going down on them because they think of that as like, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
But it just in general, like in your sex life, you have to be honest with each other, no matter what. Like for things to work, it's the same thing as like when people are like trying to make each other actually orgasm. You have to talk to each other. Like you can't just be
Yeah.
like, oh, okay,
Let me guess.
I'm gonna like whether you're a
It's
girl or a guy,
communication.
it doesn't matter. You have to talk
Especially
to each
early
other.
on when you don't know what they like.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
gotta talk.
Can Roxy finish her shot? I
I have-
hate to call her out right now.
Let her
but
take her time. Take your time with your drink.
How long
Roxy.
is this show? I have to pee.
Oh, the bathroom is right
Can
there.
I pee?
It's yeah, of course.
Is that okay if I
Yeah,
leave
yeah,
in the middle of
please.
the show?
Yeah, it's
that
literally
bad?
right when you walk down the stairs.
Just want to recount the last 15 seconds of my Whirl Girls where Steph was like ripping me to shreds about drinking. That's fine. And Darina has to go piss, so she asks how long the show is. Clearly the best Whirl Girl right here.
No,
just
look,
saying.
I'm having a
Is
blast,
me?
but I do
Actually,
have to
it's
pee.
your chemistry between the three of you is amazing. You can tell there's a
We're
very
The best
strong
human beings on
We're
the fucking
there's a
amazing.
strong trust and bond between you through, and any person, let alone guy, who gets in between that, I
Oh, God.
no,
feel
we
for
would
them.
be like daddy.
Unless
gang.
he's like in between that.
Yeah.
Hey, he's
yeah,
gotta have
after
an
3.5
iPhone.
years in
Yeah.
an
But
iPhone.
you,
Yeah, yeah.
but
After
you're
putting in the
only
work.
fucking
Yeah.
iPhone user, not only
not-
fucking
honestly,
Android
it's
user.
not-
I wish it
not
was
even
easier.
worth it.
I
It's just
wish
not
it
even
was
worth it.
easier. Whatever.
Not even worth it.
She tries.
We do have 2 more segments. Darina, if you want
I'm gonna go pee. Is that
Go,
okay?
of course.
I just want you to know how much I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna wear my mask.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
like.
Good.
Wow, the seat's never gonna be the same. Fuck, where is she?
What's happening, Tehran?
Well, it's okay. So our sharing and caring segment is specifically we all we share secrets.
Okay.
Today's sharing or caring secret is, what is your worst kiss ever?
You got yours?
Yeah.
What is it?
My worst kiss ever was with, I've said this like last week, but I was kissing this guy for like probably the second time we had kissed. I was really into him and we were fully making out for the first time. It was getting hot and steamy in there. And
What
then,
age are we?
This is college, so I'm probably 20. And we're making out and all of a sudden I taste a weird taste.
Oh.
And I'm like, that's weird. And so I look down and I touch my mouth and there's blood. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And then he steps back and I see his face. There's blood all over his face. I run into the bathroom. I have the worst bloody nose ever. And this is like someone I really wanted to impress. And I just like bled in his mouth.
Why?
To be clear, Steph doesn't do drugs.
Do you
so-
get
Yeah,
bloody
yeah,
noses?
no, I don't do drugs. I don't get bloody noses. It was was at UC Davis at the time. This was in college.
Did he headbutt you? I need to
No,
understand.
maybe it was cold weather, dry weather. I don't know, a mixture, a bad
Altitude?
event. But that was the worst makeout I've
Did you
ever-
end up with this person?
Yeah, well, yeah, we ended up dating.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
like,
you
it
have to
wasn't
at
that
that
big
point.
of a
It's either
deal.
way.
Maybe he's like, fuck it. If I have AIDS, I have AIDS. You know.
Oh my God.
Cool
Why?
blood transfusion.
Yeah, but
He
you
would
think
have
he was
swallowed
thinking,
my blood at that
You
time.
think he was thinking, do I have AIDS?
Darina, we're asking worst kiss stories.
Oh, those are good.
Okay, so mine is a really unfortunate, actually. This is really sad, and none of you guys know it at this table.
Oh.
I had a best friend. He's still one of my best friends on the planet. And he liked me for a really long time. Growing up, like we've known each other since we were 5. One of those, like, maybe one day we'll be. And I always was just fucking around. I was super emotionally unavailable at the time. And also was way more promiscuous back then. Like going out, doing my thing. all through middle school, all through high school. He
You were
really liked
promiscuous
me.
during middle school?
No, promiscuous. Promiscuous.
I
I
was
No, I'm
mean,
just
like,
asking. I'm not-
prude.
I had sex with more people in high school than I had since high school. Like probably
That's a real
the-
thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
She also used to date Andrews.
yeah, it's true.
He
She
used to
changed as a
date
person.
somebody that was a bully.
What I actually very much admire about Roxy's story when she sits there and tells you, she had a spiritual awakening that changed her perspective as a person,
Completely.
making her what she realizes is a much better human being.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
that's
And
why
she
she's
realizes
awesome
that.
now.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
If we don't grow, then
You continually,
What's the
you
point?
have to
Then
evolve
what's the point?
continuously.
you're
I'm
dying.
super duper, and I say this to anybody who asks, not proud of who I was in the past. And I'm very proud of who I am today. But anyway, no judgment on anybody who has sex with multiple people, because that's not the point. But anyway, I was dating all these people, and he had to watch me do that and was my best friend. And he was really, really in love with me. And I knew that, and I took advantage of that. And then one day, finally, when we were older, we decided to give it a go. And
You gave each other a whirl.
no, well, we didn't get there. We
Oh.
had a first kiss, and it was awful,
Oh.
like atrocious.
Why?
Why was it bad?
I liken it to him being a dishwasher. Like,
Oh.
I'm sure I was. I'm sure he probably thought I was doing things wrong on my end. Whatever it was, the chemistry was not there.
Was
after
there like
all
too
those
much tongue,
years-
too much
He was.
saliva?
I'm not much tongue. I like a little tongue. He likes a lot of tongue. It was like, I'm not kidding. Like tongue on my face, like tongue. And we just like couldn't find a rhythm. And he would go left, and I would go right, and like it. No matter what we would do, it was disgusting. Like one of those things that you hope that there's no fly on the wall because, oh God, this
yeah,
looks
yeah,
like
it
the
was
worst
not a
kiss
good
ever. Yeah.
representation of how you would kiss.
And that was the first and last time ever. And we never moved forward with it. It was like I had finally been like, okay, I think I'm ready. And then it was like we had our first kiss, and it was like
the chemistry was so off.
so off, so off.
And
I-
that was it.
happened.
that was it. That was it. And it must have been on both ends because we never talked about it again.
Mm.
And to this day, still one of my closest friends. And it was just like,
Until
does
he
not
listens to
work.
the show. Bruh.
no, he must know.
Dishwasher.
He
tongue.
must. He must know because
Yeah, I
it-
feel like that's your style or not. Like
yeah,
like
I'm a
either
very
people-
honestly, I'm a very like I'm a passionate kisser, but I'm a gentle kisser.
Sure.
And he was like an aggressive kisser.
yeah, like
And I don't
yeah.
like. I don't want when I honestly I swear to God, guys, I'm not making this up. I vomited in my mouth because his tongue was so far.
You
down my
literally
throat.
vomited.
His tongue was so far down my throat. I literally had puke in the back of my like gag.
Did he
reflex.
taste it?
I have no idea. I have
The
no
little
idea.
dangly dang right in the back of the throat. Hey.
Hey, is that the Whirl Girls thing now?
No, that's WAP.
Okay, but why
So-
don't you take it?
By the way, I'm looking at the live chat and shout out to all our whirlers or whirlpool or whoever,
Oh, that's
everybody
nice.
that's watching. Yes,
Fuck
yeah,
yeah,
We're-
baby.
You have to come up with the nap
Yeah,
lib
we
and
gotta
a term.
do it. Yeah.
still
Darina,
don't get the
horrible
ad-lib
kiss
thing.
story.
So my first kiss.
Oh,
I
mine
was
bad too.
in high school. I was still living in Mexico. We went to watch Titanic, my first boyfriend, and we both have braces.
Oh.
And I was bored during the movie. Sorry to anybody that loves that movie, but
No,
I
hate
was
this
bored.
already.
I don't like the movie. The soundtrack's
Oh, you
cool.
still don't like
I don't like the
Titanic.
movie.
Interesting.
I think it's boring and like definitely Leonardo DiCaprio's character had room in that.
Oh, yeah,
thing.
bitch could have
Definitely had
moved
room
over,
Like,
for
yeah.
sure.
I didn't get that.
Question,
Like,
she was a bitch in that.
Rose,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Rose was fucked
And
up.
let's not forget that
Facts.
Rose was basically cheating on her fiance, and we act like just because.
and
but
look, her
anyway.
fiance's
It
a
was-
dick, but she was.
She
Like, she
coulda
should have
just
just
said
been
no.
like, no.
Yeah.
It was a
She
no
said it
fuck
and no.
situation where
Yeah.
you
Said
wanted her to
no.
leave Lawrence or whatever the fuck his name
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Are you being
anyways,
insecure?
I was bored, and so I
No,
went.
never leave Lawrence. Issa and Lawrence belong together. Sorry if that
There you
offends
go.
anyone. That's how I feel.
The only
She's
the,
pounding.
What's
She's trying to give
happening
you the
right
pound.
now?
Just the fist. Give the fist.
What the fuck is
What
happening?
the fuck am I supposed
No,
to
she's
do?
trying.
she's giving you a fist bump.
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought you were still judging my mic holding, which
Yo,
is not great.
Where did this
Sorry.
come from? What happened? So what happened, Darina?
Anyways,
Yes.
you should have more tequila.
What the fuck was that?
Roxy's
Darina?
very
We're
upset.
not gonna talk about it.
Yo, I
Fine.
saw it. I was there. She's also had a little tequila.
Can I leave?
No, we would love you to stay.
she
We would
goes-
love. Of course, you're welcome to leave, but we'd prefer if you stay.
Steph
Was
said,
she not
I would
making fun of
rather
the
you
way I was holding
stay.
my
You
mic?
literally go to me, what am I supposed to do? I don't know, Steph. What are
I
you
thought you were
supposed
like,
to do?
what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Me holding my mic.
I like drunk Steph.
Yeah,
She's
drunk
funny.
Steph. Drunk Steph turns up. So what happened? Your braces got caught?
No, it was more so like my first kiss. I went in for it because I was bored during the movie, so I went over to like kiss him, and then
At a
he
theater?
literally just like stuck his tongue in my mouth, which was fine because I love French kissing and I love tongue kissing. But it's like the first thing, and like all I could feel was braces, so it just was not.
What do you mean? I've never had braces before. How do you feel them?
Well, you literally just feel like there's stuff on your teeth. Like you
It's like
literally
an
just
extra
feel
layer.
like
It felt
there's
like
metal.
on metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So I
gross.
was like, he just went for the tongue right away. And I was like, that's fine. But like, it's not fun when you're number one, you wear braces and you have popcorn all over your teeth
Oh,
that are
God.
full of braces. There's so much going on. And the movie was boring. So I wasn't even turned on. I was just bored by
Did you
it.
date after that or no?
No, I mean, he was a perfectly nice guy, but it wasn't a good first kiss.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
how important is the first kiss?
Everything.
Now everything.
Everything.
I think
As
the
a
first
young lad, not much.
the first sex
the whole time, everything.
is like where you
Don't
measure
care
things.
about that. No.
Because
First
you never
sex-
get there.
No. Facts.
Only high school
No.
Roxy used to get there all the time.
Yeah, high school
Roxy was just
First
Jump
sex,
off.
First sex doesn't matter as much as
Sure.
as second, third, or fourth sex matters. First kiss is everything.
What
I
if
know-
they're-
it takes time to build
I
up
know,
a
But
good
what
sex,
if
but
they're
you
all
should
good
have
at
about
something.
you.
kissing? What if they're good at kissing but not fucking?
I just
Then
feel
you
like
have to
I
leave.
feel like
Yeah.
I'm confident enough in my sex skills that I can move if I want it. If I want it, you can move. If you kiss poorly, I can't fix that. Like
Yeah,
there's
you
nothing
can.
I can do.
Yeah, you can like.
I've not been able to.
It's easier to fix a bad kisser than someone that's bad at
What
I know
makes a
the
bad
opposite.
kisser?
just
It's not bad.
There's
It's different than
it's
what
the
I
same
want.
As sex. I think if it's kind of almost the same
No,
thing.
some people are bad at sex.
and not bad at kissing.
yes.
You've hooked up with someone mouth to mouth that's not good at
No,
sex.
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that some people are bad at kissing, and it's a both of you different likes. Sex, I feel like you can train somebody to move it. Like if
to
you
move what?
if you don't have
I
good
disagree.
if you don't have good sex with somebody, you can get on top and be like, lay the fuck.
But that
there.
means you have to do all the work always.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
amazing sex. I'm just saying I can still come. If you are kissing me weird, it's like.
But you can still. It's about communication. Whether it's sex or whether it's kissing, you just got to tell them what you like.
The vibe should be right both ways.
Yes, facts.
But there is a chemistry factor, I personally believe,
Definitely.
that should exist
Yes.
because attractive and attraction are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
attraction, one of the fundamental parts that precipitates attraction is that chemistry. Like, there's a natural connection, I feel, to the intimacy. It's very organic, in my personal opinion. Not
But what do you mean
dismissing
by
communication
organic?
at
Do you
all.
think it's like a weird, energy, like more hippie witchy thing, or do you think it's like by organic? What do you mean?
it is a type of energy, and I
Grown
think that it's
without-
actually ignorant of anyone to think that you are just good at sex. There's
Right.
of course you need to learn how to be good
Right.
at sex. You need to
Yeah.
learn from your partner how specifically to be good in sex and sexually with them. I mean that energy that comes with attraction, and also there's a formula, right? So I just feel like when you have that and it's not forced, which seems to be maybe the case with the best friend, where it was kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
this just seems right,
Right.
and everyone would be so
makeout.
happy.
Well,
and
you
it
have
just-
chemistry in
time-
different
it's
ways.
just
So
a
you have a
chemistry.
friendship
You can-
versus a romantic
Exactly.
chemistry.
And
yeah.
I feel like you can feel it sometimes. Sometimes it becomes awkward if it takes too long to get there. Like it took too long, and it's kind of like you're awkward because if you're overthinking the situation. But sometimes when you're in the
So
groove, you're
me
just in the
always?
groove. Sometimes.
Well, the
Or
take
you're
too long,
sending
What do
a-
you mean take too long?
Take too long is in.
you send a Chris Brown dick pic instead of your own.
So if you're
I've done that many times.
so if you're just like you're in a situation with like you're a friend and you
Yeah.
where it maybe it went so far
Yeah, it
that
was like
there's-
15 years of
removed.
Yeah.
So it's just like it was too much excitement on one person's behalf and not enough desire on another, especially after the sloppiness of the kiss. He could have just kissed you normal and you would have been okay, you know?
Yeah.
But
But
that's
he
how
didn't.
that's how
But
it
he
works.
didn't.
Um of course, every week we pick a topic from pop culture headlines and relate it to our personal lives. And considering, of course, that we have so many people who are industry related, like Drew Jones and Kiki Boom in the crowd, and we love having that live crowd. So please join us every single time. With Drew, Kiki, who are strong, beautiful women, Lauren, Jasmine, a lot of industry in the crowd. We want to talk about sexual harassment in Hollywood and beyond. How much sexual harassment affects you? How much sexual harassment do women actually face? How does sexual harassment manifest itself? And what can we and what should we be doing as men? Because a lot of the focus seems to be on what women should or should not be doing, or should not be wearing, or how they should or should not be acting. And it's like, yeah, or you cannot be a rapist,
Yeah.
my dude.
Facts.
Like, it's very simple.
Facts.
So
But
when you talk about what men can be doing, I mean, that's step one.
not raping.
Yeah. Like,
No.
Hold
what
on.
consent is.
So what do
Or
you
just
mean?
no-
like, not
no
raping? I don't
uninvited
know. How
shit.
do we?
No,
how
like
do you,
literally, it's this simple. No uninvited shit. Like
Yeah.
if anybody, whether you're a dude or a girl, whoever like you're approaching that you're interested in, and you're literally like you're asking or you're not asking, whatever you're doing, and that person says not into it, you're done.
Yeah.
The problem is when people continue to push after that first no.
So after the first no is when it becomes problematic.
Yes.
What about before the first no?
You
That's a
need
good
to
question.
hear yes or I want to fuck you for you to feel comfortable fucking someone.
I don't know if those are the only two phrases, but I
Yes.
understand where you're going.
I like your question, Tehran, about what about before the first no, because
Yes.
I think that's where a lot of men struggle.
100%.
Right.
It's
Because
read
they're
the room.
wondering. They're wondering. And a lot of men don't know how to read the room. And they think a woman might want them because she's complimented them, or she's been nice to them, or she's shown them extra attention. So
And this is what I mean about guys sometimes being extremely stupid and it being problematic.
Mhm.
Well, they
I
think you're
have
being
friends-
polite and nice, and then you think they think you're
think
flirting,
that's flirting.
back.
And the thing, I've been with friends who, and I'm not specifically personally, I'm not a strip club person. It's just not my forte. It's not
have-
something that I would
love
enjoy.
a strip
They
club.
have great grilled cheese sandwiches.
Here's the thing. I
Chicken
just
Never been to
nugget.
one.
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with the concept of the
know.
strippers. I have a problem with the fact that I'm not making money somehow while I'm there. Like, it really bothers me every
You're
time.
losing money.
And exactly,
I
like,
get what you're saying.
and also all these things. But there are guys that I know that are acquaintances of mine who go to strip clubs and honestly believe the strippers like them.
Right.
And I'm not saying that some strippers don't, but I'm saying they feel like, oh, all the strippers like them.
No, and they
I'm
most likely like their money.
and I think it's very problematic. And I tell people this is why they're like, oh, why don't you like hanging out with X? And I'm like, because X is problematic to me.
Here's what I'll say. Most women want a man who knows exactly what he wants. So never feel afraid to verbalize and get rejected. Like, I want if we're in a sticky situation and you don't know what I want, say what it is that you're looking for, and if I say no, back the fuck off. But you can verbalize it. You can say, I'm into you.
Basically normalize no.
Right.
Like there's nothing wrong with rejection. Like
Totally.
that's the thing that people are like, "Oh, I just got rejected. I'm not attractive," or like there's something wrong with me. No, it's like in that moment you just
I'm actually not reciprocating.
yeah, like
Thank
get
you.
yourself out of your
Yeah.
own position
it's not
and
a
think
big
about the
deal.
other person and
Not
what
a
they're
big deal.
going through. In
Not
that
a big
moment, they're
deal.
not into you.
So verbalize.
Yeah.
Verbalize. Like, use your words like a big ass grown adult and say, this is what I'm looking for. And then allow me or whatever woman it is to say, yes, me too. Or actually, I'm not down with that, but thank you so much.
Yeah. It's okay to understand that not clothing, not facial expressions, not flirting, nothing verbalizes consent unless it's actual consent.
Consent.
And that's okay. That's really, really okay.
Like there's nothing wrong with getting rejected. Like that person might be just having a shitty
The
day.
hottest
It
people
has
get
nothing to do with
rejected.
you
Or
sometimes.
hung up on
Rejected.
somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You know, however, getting rejected hurts.
For
And
sure.
I am a despiser of men who get rejected and then decide to become
Incels.
very,
That's the word.
very aggressive. I've gotten it when we
Towards women?
discussed fights. A few of the fights that I've gotten into, physical fights, have been with that situation, or there was one situation where George and I saw a guy physically assault the person he was with, his girlfriend or whoever she was, and then we both took it upon ourselves to become physical after a verbal warning, though. However, I get very aggressive. I do not like seeing men get aggressive, like the word, then F you B, like that. They'll throw that out and things like that. That really bothers me.
That's fuck
on
you,
a
bitch.
core. My thing is, but getting rejected sucks. And I feel like as guys, because we're the ones who are like the ones who usually approach, we get rejected. And even when you watch ESPN, like if someone dunks, it's cool, or someone makes a shot, it's cool. But if like a player gets rejected in a sport, it's like da-na-na, da-na-na, get that out of here. Go back to your country.
Right.
Like what?
Like they play the opposite
Yeah,
of what they
it's
play
like-
like
I
with
was
the
born in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
What?
it's like a horrible.
it's
like,
the opposite of the music Michael Jordan used to get. I get it.
It's like the ESPN music, and it's just like I'm saying rejection does suck.
Yeah.
Learn how to accept being
A
rejected.
lot of things
All of
suck.
us,
A lot
yeah.
of things suck. Sometimes it sucks. If you like somebody and they don't like you back, that sucks.
Just know that
Okay.
everyone gets rejected. The hottest people,
Oh,
the
Steph.
coolest
I'm
people.
sorry. Wait.
I've
I'm
been
sorry.
rejected.
When by who?
Like,
Give me real.
Somebody that was
are
an,
you talking
an
about,
Android
like, if I was
user.
actually trying
Give me
to
real.
have
Give me
sex
real
with?
because I absolutely have been rejected. Tehran, I know, has been rejected. Darina's maybe been rejected.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. I haven't been broken up with, but definitely
Thank you for
rejected.
being like Tehran. I know. Like I know if there's one. Look, I've been rejected, but
Tehran,
you know
you
if there's one
scream
person.
rejection.
I don't know that anybody with
Yo.
a penis has not been
Yo,
rejected.
you know the one
Yeah,
person
you
I
shoot more
know.
shots, you're gonna get more rejections.
Steph, I don't know.
I don't really shoot a lot of shots, but yeah, I mean I've definitely been rejected for sure. But I'm just
we
saying.
probably all have at
No.
some point.
No, Steph is not.
Steph's
She's
face
young
is
though.
stuck.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
She's too young to get rejected.
I had been rejected at 27. Had you not?
By 27, I thought rejection was
In the
a way
norm?
of life. No, actually, I don't shoot my shot enough to be that rejected. However, I've definitely been rejected, and I've definitely been rejected way before 27.
Steph?
I'll get back to you, ladies.
Okay, all right,
I
all
don't
right.
shoot my shot. I don't,
But if you're in a situation and then you're
I'm proud of you.
thank you.
And I also think you're the best human on the planet. And
Thank
anybody
you.
rejecting you would be after like the biggest moron.
But maybe
you so much.
also she dates Android users as opposed to you.
yeah, I date.
Fuck that.
My dating history has been Android users, which is
There you go.
usually assholes, not you and Tehran, but everyone else.
don't be my friend now.
Yeah.
Good point.
Tehran and me are cool Android users.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
I'm openly an asshole.
I don't feel
it's
that
not
way about you
You're
at
I'm-
all.
an asshole.
but in all the good ways, there are ways to be a good asshole, and then
Do you
there are
think
ways
you're
to
an
be a
asshole
D-bag.
like me that I think I'm an asshole because I'm very upfront and blunt?
Yes,
Okay.
What,
that's different.
in which ways are you an asshole?
I can often give my opinion when it's unsolicited. But no, actually, that's not even the case. If you ask me a question, don't ask me a question you don't want the answer to.
Same.
Don't ask me the
I get
question.
it.
Like, you don't have to ask me.
Oh, so that's how you're an asshole.
Yeah, you don't have to ask me.
I went from asking you how you're an asshole to you then bitching about other people. Just to be clear.
Yeah, I just want to say, no, I admit that one of my
I see
flaws is
you.
that I am an asshole.
Right.
I'm an asshole.
You don't seem
Oh,
like
this
an
is
asshole.
fun. Okay, what is your biggest flaw? And then what is my biggest flaw?
My biggest flaw,
Him answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
my biggest
I'm gonna
flaw
have him get to you.
is that I can be selfish, and I'm very stuck in principles. Like a principle means more to me than anything. So I can get stuck in a principle. To me, no matter what, right is right, even if no one's doing it,
Yeah.
and wrong is wrong, even if everyone is.
Mm-hmm.
And that wrong can be something as simple as following a rule that seems to be in place because societal has decided it's so. So that's something that I can do.
Is it similar to like I'll never be with somebody that is like a fan of like Elon Musk or Jeff
No,
Bezos
no,
type
no.
deal?
It's
Or what
more
do you
it's
mean?
more of a thing where it's like, you know, I watched this movie with the girl who
Little
played
Mermaid
the girl who played Rachel and the boy who played
in 13.
Vince Vaughn, I think his name is.
Oh,
Jennifer
Wedding
Aniston?
Crashers?
No, yeah,
Wedding,
but
oh,
remember they
Rachel
had a movie together?
McAdams. Wedding Crashers. Rachel
No.
McAdams?
No.
Jennifer
It was the breakup
Aniston,
one. It was
break-
I think it might have been called the breakup.
That's what it's
breakup.
called.
So they were in the breakup, and then there was a point where she was like, you need to do the dishes. It's like, but I want you to
I need
want
you
to
to want
do.
to do the dishes. I
But
want you to
nobody
want
wants to do the dishes.
Yeah, exactly.
I never
But the
understood
principle-
that. Nobody wants to
That's
do
what
the
I'm saying.
dishes.
And that- to me,
makes
that was
no
the principle.
sense.
You're stupid.
That makes
You're
no sense.
stupid.
You're that principle.
Do you want to do the dishes?
Yes.
No.
For you, I do.
No.
I don't want to clean the sink. I would do the dishes.
I want you to
Oh,
want
but
to do
I think
the
you
dishes.
missed the metaphor.
Is-
where we're going. But my thought is, I understand because I feel the same way. Even if I get pulled over, you can
I don't
either
think
give me
you're
a
stupid.
ticket or you can give me a lecture. Don't do both.
Mm.
And I feel that way in relationships all the time. It's like, don't do both. You can tell me what I did wrong, and then we work together
Right.
to see if we can rectify it.
What's the
or
version of a
you
ticket
can, like,
in a relationship?
breaking where someone's like, oh, and then I'm not talking to you and blah blah blah, and then gives you a lecture like, I don't really need this. Like,
Right.
I don't like then
Maybe
just
you
don't
do.
talk to me up
Maybe you
front.
do.
Like make my life a little easy. But that's the concept. I see principles.
I just saw a side of you that I don't like.
Yeah. No, that's definitely in. I don't.
Because he has an Android.
My thing is in interactions with situationships.
Oh.
I am under the
Are you
impression.
in an entanglement? Or you
No,
entanglement?
entanglements.
Becky with the good hair. Where's she
next
at?
one.
Just
But
curious.
in a situationship, the concept for me is, if you're upset at me, you are probably correct in your upsetness.
Right.
I'm not
Thank
fighting
you.
back.
But you're still
So
going to
what
hold
are
on to
you
your principles.
fighting me for? Like, why are we fighting?
Right.
You're mad that I'm not angry?
I feel like dating you would be like dating a Rubik's Cube. You're constantly like, what algorithm do I do now?
You know,
Did
that
she
might be
just
the
figure
best
you
way to
out?
describe me of all time.
She
Like,
just
maybe.
figured it
That-
out.
because there is an algorithm to my behavior, and it's extremely simple. I'm not an easy person, but I am a very simple person. And if you figure out these simple things, I'm very manageable.
You honestly believe, and I want you to seriously think about this and take 10 seconds to answer it if it takes that long.
Oh,
You think you're a simple person?
Yes, I'm a very simple person. If you know the things about me, no, that's because people
Roxy
confuse.
disagrees.
People
Completely,
confuse
wholeheartedly.
easy and simple all the time. They think that easy and simple are the same thing, and they are not.
Yep.
So, for example, right now,
true.
if
He's
I
simple?
said
Yeah.
I will give you $10 million
He's complex
to
and
walk,
simple.
yeah, I'm very like. If I
Straight
said I'll
up
give you
not
$10
true.
million to walk to the airport, you could GPS it and figure out how to do it. You have the ability to do so. Is it easy to do so? No, but is it a simple task? Yes.
Yeah.
You
Right.
would know-
I completely
I
agree
am
with what you just
simple.
said.
I'm
I
just
don't
not
agree
easy.
with the fact that you're simple.
I like simple things. I'm easy in that manner once you
Easy
figure it
like
out.
Sunday
But until then, I'm just very simple.
Work.
Maybe you need to be easier to get catcalled in WeHo, though.
That's
Do you want to be catcalled or not?
in
Show
WeHo?
your butt.
Yeah.
I know.
Simply in the butthole. am I
Okay,
right?
okay,
Tighter
okay.
pants or bust.
We're-
Crop tops or it didn't happen.
Fucking simple.
Side boob or not.
I just feel like I don't even have that enough energy. But that's the concept. The concept is I'm a simple person.
What is the worst quality of me?
The interview just
Oh, yeah, we didn't
Oh,
get
she
to
did.
Roxy.
Roxy's
She did.
Roxy's worst quality. Roxy, you can sometimes be a little aggressive and emasculating.
For sure.
But, however, some
Or-
dudes are into that.
Yeah, but not the
Like-
guy that
Probably
Roxy
not.
wants.
Good
Not
point.
the guy that Roxy wants.
Let-
No,
Roxy
I
doesn't
bet
want
you
that guy.
Let me
iPhone
take you-
She does not like a
users,
pushover.
iPhone
No.
users
Roxy
want to
doesn't.
be more emasculated.
She does
and-
not
and
want a
I
pushover.
see your balls. Let me rip them off and throw them in the trash.
Yes.
And then let's talk.
But you still have
Bruja.
sew
balls.
them back because I was a Girl Scout.
Yeah,
Roxy
I
would
can
say.
sew very well. Don't worry. I'll give them back to you in a little bit. But I gotta figure out who you are before I take your balls and give them back
There
to
will
you.
be no
It's like-
scarring.
There will, I
'Cause
will
I
do
was
a
a 13-year
zigzag
Girl
scene.
Scout. That's
Don't
a quote
worry.
of
It'll
Roxy's
be a
dryer.
zigzag. They'll be stuck on again forever. But I appreciate your honesty and I agree with your assessment.
Roxy, you need to treat Roxy as a man first before she allows
I'm
you to
gonna
treat
pee
her
my
as a
pants.
woman.
Thank you.
I might pee my pants.
Thank
right
Wait,
now.
what is
you.
that?
Suck
Wait,
my
I
dick.
actually kind of agree with that.
That's a real thing.
That's
I
a good
agree as
point.
well.
But no, because I'm kind of similar.
Yeah.
That's so weird. That I just realized that
Well,
because
because really, what it means to treat somebody as a man versus treat somebody as a fucking human.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
And then
That's
treat me
not.
as a
That's
woman.
not. That's actually.
No, but she's right. If like I think that's where we relate to each other. Where if we get treated like a dude, we're like, oh, we're getting treated with respect, as opposed to
person.
like we're
Yeah.
getting treated because we're like
As an
attractive
equal.
women or
As
whatever.
an equal.
Our perception of
In a way.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
Exactly.
also, it's also male ego and security, where a lot of men are very insecure, which is why you both said, oh,
Who you
they're
looking
very
at?
insensitive. Right? I was saying who came in.
Oh,
So the concept of
Cool.
it is,
cool.
at times men
cool.
are afraid to give up that power because they think they'll never ever get it back. But it's like you'll
I'll give
get
it back.
in different situations.
She said she can sew.
I said I could sew.
There's
Did you
nothing.
listen?
There's nothing feminine about sewing.
She said she can sew.
I'm just no. She's saying I
That's
said
true.
that.
She
as
was a
in,
Girl
I
Scout.
will give your balls back
I'm
and
not
I'll put them
saying
on.
like as in lock her up as a domesticated wife. I'm saying she will sew your balls
Balls
back.
back
Oh,
and
I
rip
meant
that
about
shit
the
off.
balls. I meant about the balls. There's nothing feminine about
Sewing somebody's
sewing.
balls back on.
He could put his own balls back on.
Oh yeah, if he felt like it.
Like he
Let
doesn't have
him.
like
Let
you
him.
he should be
Put your
able
I would
fucking
to
love
own
to see
back
and
him
not
sew
and
that.
not feel hurt is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he should
yeah.
be able to
Facts.
and not feel hurt like and still be
Gift me your balls,
Calm.
and then take them back when you have earned them, and then put them back on. And if you need some help, I'm happy to zigzag. stick.
and
what
while you're
Roxy
single.
is saying
and
is
that's why you're single.
she will sew.
You've talked about ripping off balls for okay.
She will sew your blue balls back on. Is what
Facts.
she's saying.
But back to
Yeah.
sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Sexual harassment,
Okay,
especially
sure.
in Hollywood, but in general. Is sexual harassment a daily occurrence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore because
Yeah.
we're all stuck in our houses. But before,
What?
But you
I
would
get
be
dick pics on the
surprised,
daily, D.
Even with a mask, I'll go
that's
into a
true.
grocery store. The security guard has hit on me, and I'm like, "That's fucked up." That the security guard is hitting on me. Like you're my level,
Secure,
like
yeah.
one level of protection in this place. That sucks. And I'm in a fucking mask, dude. You don't even know what I look like. I could take this off and be mangled.
You have really pretty eyes.
Okay, but
He
like-
wasn't looking at her eyes.
he was not looking at her eyes.
Oh, you have a great
Steph
personality.
also has
Like,
a
that's not-
fantastic butt.
Thank you.
I also agree. That is true.
Haven't noticed.
Liar.
I'm definitely lying.
I tried on Steph's pants earlier. They looked like I was in the fucking Atlantic Ocean, just fucking swimming.
So, with sexual
That's why you
harassment,
try to do that dance.
because
the
I
walk
often
dance.
feel that sexism and racism come from a very similar place.
What's that place?
A place of hate, a place of fear, a place of
Sexiness.
Ownership, I think.
That was a
But
joke.
hate-
Like
no sexism and racism. Not
Oh.
sexiness and
Sorry,
Mine
racial
was a- mine
diversity.
was a joke. She
Racism-
wasn't
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah, sorry. Racism comes from a different place. than
because I feel
sexism
like
in a
there's
lot of ways.
oftentimes I feel like there are a lot of,
You're
for
saying the
example, a
same
lot
place.
of white women who understand sexism because it happens to them, but maybe not racism
Yep.
because it doesn't. And I've seen this trope before,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel they're all from the same ugly place, like
But you
sexism,
said it. It's fear.
homophobia,
Yeah.
anti-Semitism, racism, all these nastiness.
It's
you
but
saying
you
cut
said
from
it.
the
It's
same
it's
cloth?
it's
Yeah, they come from the same place.
It's
it's
fear.
fear of what's different than you.
Yeah.
It's like what it's fear of like what's like if you have somebody that behaves the complete opposite of what you do, you just fear it naturally.
I don't buy that shit.
I think it's dumb, but
believe
that's
that.
where it comes from.
I don't think it's fear. I think that a lot of this just is about who you are in your soul at your core and how you were raised and what you believe. Like, I think it's easy for us to be like, it's fear, it's this, it's that. Maybe it's fucking who these people are. Maybe you're full of hate. Maybe you are sexist and racist because your parents were sexist and racist, or the people around you growing up were sexist and racist. And also insert any other term there.
But the
Anti-Semitic,
reason
like-
why it's hard to be like who you are because when I look at babies, I don't see evil.
But that's why I said the way you're raised.
I do. I'm terrified of
That's why I
babies.
said the way you're
Yeah,
raised,
I
who your
don't see
parents
evil, but I
are.
say, "Ooh,
I definitely do
kinda
see evil in a
ugly."
lot of babies, but like not
they're
evil in that
so
way. I'm
scary.
like, have you ever seen a baby and
Stop
you're like, you're
crying.
gonna go to jail? You're
No,
like,
but
I
I'm like,
really-
you're
like,
a
But you
Damien
also-
from The Omen.
To say it's out of fear, I think is giving such a pass to people who don't deserve a pass. Like we're
I don't
all
give
fucking
a
afraid
pass.
of things.
Yeah, that's why I don't give it a pass.
But like, look, there's
I
like,
give it no pass.
but there's like Nazis which is a certain percentage, and then there's people that were just raised in an atmosphere to fear what's different, right? Like there's two different things that are
It's-
going on.
I
And I feel like
guess,
most people are not
But
Nazis.
don't you think the line is so thin, D? Like, how do you differentiate people who are anti-Semitic, racist, sexist, etc., from people who maybe are just a little misunderstood and could use a talking to?
Yeah,
I
because there's
do
people.
think,
Oh, go ahead.
though,
Soph.
if you break it down, anti-Semitic, sexist, racist, all those people, if you ask the question why, it has to do with the unknown, and
Yeah.
then that means fear.
But then once you teach them and they are known, then why are they still hateful?
Because they're scared of it. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's people that are legitimately just raised, unfortunately, in an atmosphere of pure hate. But then the larger percentage, I feel like it's just like, I am not familiar with this. I don't have friends that are different than me. I
Even
live in a bubble,
I-
and therefore I am not familiar with this, and therefore I'm scared of
I
it.
don't buy it.
I think there's a larger percentage that is fear-based, and then there is a small percentage that is elitist-based, where they're in their sick mind.
That
think
I
for
believe.
some reason, because you have a dick and because it happens to be white or pink, whatever it is, that you are superior.
That I definitely believe. I think it's a majority of that. Superiority.
Right.
The fear part, I don't know. I mean, I guess a small percentage, but to be afraid of somebody, that's a learned behavior.
Tehran says he doesn't text, but he's texting right now.
I'm
Are you texting
George.
us, or-
No, I'm actually
Call
George.
it out.
What did you send to
Listen.
George?
George is first of all, he feels very left out that he's not here.
Good, George,
He-
because
he-
you should be here.
He's in love with Darina. Okay,
I
so
Thanks,
he loves
George.
You.
I'm in love with Darina.
He loves
I'm in love
you.
with
I already
Darina
And
bought a
then
ring.
he also is like he has the conversation he wants to have with you, Steph.
What's it about?
I mean that's you're gonna have to take it up with George. And then he
Text me,
said
George.
he's like
Oh,
You have my
man.
number.
he misses Roxy and Roxy needs to show him more love.
What? I show him a lot of love, guys. The one who sent me the dick pic just he texted me an hour ago. Good night, and I missed it. But that's what I'm talking about.
Is
you
this
know?
a new dick pic? Is this a new person? Is
No,
this a
it's an
person?
Oh, I'm
old
team
dick
this
pic.
person.
An old dick pic? An old dick.
Nice.
Okay, calm down.
Like a saddie dick pic.
He's-
I'll show it to you
Zaddy.
later.
so
Yes.
sexual harassment.
Yeah, what's up?
A lot of men are saying things like, "Oh, now in the world of Me Too,
They're afraid to make a move.
they're afraid to hit on a girl
Mhm.
or talk to a girl."
I need
Woe
my
is
eyes
you.
closed
A
for
lot
this
of boys are
conversation.
like, I don't talk
I
to
do
girls.
hate that, but I get it. Here's the thing, like the problem is that there's dudes that are into women that are that population that is afraid to just make any moves because they're actually nice guys, not just like the nice guy in quotation marks. Like they're actually nice guys that don't want to come across as douchebags. And they were like that before the Me Too movement. And then there's the guys that are just douchebags.
Wait, a quick question for you guys, Steph D. Can we just? That's our camera, right, Tehran? Can we just look at the camera and like do a very, very slow eye roll about
Yes.
people right now who the biggest problem is? I'm so afraid to hit on women. It's just so scary
Okay,
in
3,
2020.
2, 1. Okay, let me just
Get the
fuck
fuck
out of here.
over
Get the fuck out
yourself.
of here.
Go ahead, Steph.
Okay, honestly, this is so ridiculous. This is like the biggest privileged like kind of take you can take on the world right now. You should not be fearful at all if you're not creepy.
If you are not
If
creepy,
you are creepy, that
not
is why you're
creepy.
fearful or you haven't self-analyzed. Does the woman that you're talking to make any weird gestures? Is she backing up? Is she saying things like, "Oh, I need to call my boyfriend"? Like there are so many signs women give before saying absolutely no.
how
that-
often do you know if somebody's into you?
Often.
How often do you know if somebody's into you?
Often.
How often do I know if somebody's into me? I'm going to say 100% of the time. Tehran, how often do you know if somebody's into you?
20%.
Pick
But
up
you
on
already
this
don't want.
shit.
I assume no one's into me.
Okay, so but then you don't hit on the 80% that you don't think are into you. You're only going to hit on the people that you think are into you.
I mean, if I hit on you, I mean, I've worked into Yeah, I don't know.
It's such a minimalization of what the Me Too movement is. The Me Too movement isn't about you hitting on someone and potentially flirting with them. It's about you assaulting them or making them feel like they are in a lower position, and if they don't succumb to what you are asking, that they will be penalized for that. It is
Whether
not
it's
about-
career or
yeah,
whatever.
It is not about flirting. Flirting is totally still on the fucking table. The fact that you think that it's not means that you're doing something that's probably not okay.
It's the
But
kind
also,
of flirting
we
you're
talked
doing.
about it
Yeah.
early. We talked about communication in general earlier. We were talking about just communicating with your partner or whoever you're having sex with, right? So it's the same thing. It's just talking to the other person. Like if you are trying to get with someone and that person, regardless of what their sex or gender is, like they're telling you I'm not into it, that's when you stop. It's that simple, right? And some people just don't. Right? So some people are either drunk, which is not an excuse, like whatever your situation is. So that's sexual harassment. If you're literally saying I'm not into this and a person keeps being stubborn, then you're crossing the line. It's very simple, and it's very simple to just say no. If you are really into a person and you want to politely ask them out and they're telling you no, then that's it. You tried and you're supposed to be done. It's not that hard. That's what I don't understand, why the lines are so blurred.
Yep.
Why are people that confused?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't really get it. And here's the truth. I've had people that I've worked with ask me out before that I'm not interested in. And what I have said is very flattered, I'm not interested. Because I'm a fucking adult.
Right.
And then what they have done when it's the good situations, it said, no problem. Thank you for responding.
Right.
Because again, I'm a fucking adult. Like, that's what it is. At the same time, I understand not all women, not all people are like me, but for somebody in my situation, and I think both of yours as well, if I'm into you, you are gonna know.
Yeah.
There is not gonna be a fucking question. I'm gonna make myself abundantly clear. I am into you. I might even say just that. Hey, just so you know, I'm into you. Do with that what you will.
Yeah.
Sure, but not everyone's as aggressive.
Completely.
Are
as
you
Roxy
talking about
is.
people that are just not straightforward about a simple no? Is that what you're kind of asking?
No, I'm instigating devil's
So
advocate
you're
here and
asking
expressing
about like the women who won't say I'm not into you, but I'm flattered. Thank you.
there are times where, especially through programming, we're under the impression to try harder. Here's a situation that happens often. You ask someone, "Oh, how'd you guys get married?" And it's like, "Oh, at first I didn't like him at all, and then he kept asking me out, and finally I said yes, and 30 years later, and it's like, I understand, but unfortunately, that's the concept that happens. For
Tehran,
example,
that's fine.
That comes from the way we're raised, right? So the problem is because especially all of us, both what men and women, are shamed for our sexuality, but specifically women,
More so women.
we're not taught to have pleasure from sex, right? We're taught to, we're lock and keys, and like the dude's the key, and you're supposed to be this like virgin and all this bullshit, right? So because women
Marie
aren't,
Antoinette, yeah.
yeah,
What
because
kind
we're
of version am I? I'm a
the one
an
that
ex-
doesn't
I'm a-
fuck
I'm
Android
experienced-
users.
Experienced
I'm an
virgin.
experienced version.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There's
because
levels to this shit.
because you're not taught to have pleasure from your like you're not taught as a woman to own your sexuality. That's why women have trouble with saying no sometimes,
Yep.
and that's
Yeah.
another issue
Yeah.
completely.
100%.
Agreed. With my fellow world.
I'm not saying it's right, but that's how people
I
are
just
raised.
assume it's always a no until I hear yes.
That's a good rule
I-
of thumb.
I assume it's no.
I do feel the be persistent thing, and here's the deal with that. If
Oh, it doesn't work. Let me just
let me
let you know.
If you're a dude and I'm giving you the I might be interested vibes, that's not me. I'm very clear. But if I'm giving you the I'm responding sometimes, whatever, then it's okay to reach out to me a couple of times and not be creepy. Say things like, hey, would you like to go on a walk? Hey, can I take you for drinks? Hey, like whatever it is, you can pursue a couple of times. You don't need to just pursue once and then if I say I'm busy, never ask again.
Right.
But it seems and it's hard to describe what common sense is, but it seems like common sense to me.
Well, but and agreed. And also, you're in a situation where sometimes people just don't know how to say no, and that's
Right.
I'm not excusing that, but people do feel there are circumstances where people feel bad saying it because they've been trained. Do not say no to a guy,
And
and that's another problem
to
with how
women
we're
out
raised.
there, on that note, I would really encourage all of my fellow women to be vocal. Like, if somebody asks you and and this is not saying it's women's, because by no means is it your fault if something happens. But there are certain things we can do to protect ourselves. The other day, a very, very successful, famous person in this field who I become incredibly friendly with was out in Los Angeles, and we were supposed to go to dinner. We are in the time of COVID, and so restaurants close early. He was shooting on set, and he didn't get off until 10. All the restaurants we could find were closed. It was a weekday. And he asked me if I would come over to his hotel room because we had something we had to talk about that was work related. And if I had a penis, I would have been there 10 out of 10 times. But, and again, it's not blaming anybody or saying it's anybody's fault if something goes wrong. I've been in this industry for 10 years. I know what's up. I had to politely decline because I don't ever want to put myself in a position in which I could be at risk. And so, again, we shouldn't have to fucking think like that, but we do. That's just what it is. And somebody should understand that if you're not comfortable with that. So protect yourself. That's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, think about how many there's that whole thing that we've seen in fiction and in movies, et cetera, and sitcoms where like women faking orgasms, right? Like that bullshit of like, I am unique.
Have you ever?
Of course not. Because I am that person that will be like, I'm not having fun, so let's change it up. But most people aren't taught to like express, hey, I'm not into this. Let's figure something out.
You know, guys fake orgasms too. I just want to point that out.
There's no way. 'cause you
100%.
see-
I'll
but
just
you
spit
see the
I'll spit on a
cum.
girl's back. Like, oh, that felt great. Let's go. Let's wrap
Is
this
that
up.
true?
No way.
a
You
thing.
see
Be
the
honest.
cum.
Yo.
Be honest with me right now.
Have I ever faked an orgasm?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn. You spit on somebody?
All I'm saying is, have I ever had to fake my way out of sexual intercourse or interaction because I had something more pressing, i.e., something really good was coming on TV? Maybe. It's a maybe. It's a definite maybe.
Woof. Woof.
Maybe.
I don't believe in that spit thing because there's a lot of stuff that comes out.
I didn't spit.
What'd you do?
Use like an otter
I
pop
wanna
or
know.
something.
I was like,
Yeah, but how did
but
she
it
not?
was. I mean, it was clearly like I'm not good at faking, so it was like,
She must have known.
100%. And like it was a conversation. I was like, look, I'm just over this.
Wait, are we
Like,
talking
I
about
need to do-
faking an orgasm?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where'd you go?
Bathroom. And I feel way better.
I was just wondering because you got up like something was wrong.
Well, I was holding it for so
So long.
long, and then I looked down and I said, "That doesn't look right. Let's figure it out." You
Whap.
know? Wop,
That sounds
wop,
like you
wop,
peed
wop.
in your. Okay. So
No, we'd see it. They're like
we're talking sexual harassment still,
And
and
I've seen her vagina before. It's perfect. Continue.
Thank you.
saying
That's fine.
saying no. Roxy, one of the things I would like to point out is that it's not always safe to just say no. Sometimes,
100%.
very unfortunately, there
I-
are
I-
situations
Tehran,
where
been there.
I've
I've
seen
been in that
who
situation.
just give a number just to get the person out of their face
Yeah.
or whatever
Yep.
it is, because it's very scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. It can be extremely scary.
Totally. And I personally been in situations where I'm at a bar and there's like a drunk guy that's not leaving me alone even though I'm saying no.
Yeah.
And if I'm there by myself, that's super scary, right? But most of those situations I've been with friends that I'm okay. But that doesn't mean that that's what usually happens to people.
D, to that point though, and again, I'm not saying we should have to do this, but I can only deal with what is. I physically do not put myself in situations anymore in which I am alone. I do not do it. I'm not out alone.
But that sucks that you have to do
It
that.
And I
sucks
hope
that I
that
have
there are
to
a
do
lot of
that,
men out
but
there
I do
listening
do
to
that.
this. Like, listen to the
Yeah.
fear. I do not put myself in situations where I'm alone. I did not go to an opportunity because I did not want to place myself
And I
in
needed
that
that opportunity. I needed it.
100%.
And it's just the truth. And
Constantly a
honestly,
question.
I'm not saying any of this like it should be. I'm saying it like I've been here and it is what it is. And I can only deal with what is. But it's very unfortunate that I have to not go out by myself, cannot talk to anybody unless I look left, look right, know that a girl of mine is behind me because of my past and because of what I've personally been through and what I know that my girls have been through as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And every one of us at this table could say that.
100%.
And when it comes to Hollywood, because that's the big, everyone's talking about
The
it.
H word.
Yeah, how real is it in
Herpes.
Hollywood?
What?
How real is sexual harassment in Hollywood? How preventative has it been in a career or?
I mean, it's the same as in regular life, except in this case, if you're in Hollywood, you're in the entertainment industry, a lot of people have power, right? So when you have power, you just grab them by the pussy is the problem.
And you're not used to hearing no.
My first ever experience out here several years ago, maybe 9 years ago. I'm trying to break into the industry. I'm a teenager, and I met with a manager, and my very first experience meeting with a manager, texted me the day before we were supposed to sign, and he told me if I didn't come over to his house at 3 in the morning that he was not going to sign me. And the text messages were very explicit about like fucking him, cocaine, like all this shit. I know I sound like a fucking like narc when I say that. It was about
Not at
cocaine.
all.
That was my first experience out here, and I was like, "What's happening? Like, what is this? Honestly, what is this?" So, I feel like, I mean, it's very prevalent. It's everywhere. It's every day, and from day one.
I think it's ingrained into the industry in a way that I don't know if it will ever be fully extracted because unless the way that consumership changes, where we don't buy things based on the looks of things and the looks of people, the people that run shit are the people with money. They won't look at us unless without that lens. Like we are constantly looked through a business lens and a social lens through how hot we are. And then they use it under the guise as business. So there's only so much we can advocate for ourselves where we're not interacting in the true fact of it is that it does matter what people think of you physically.
Yeah.
100%. I was told this year by reps that I needed to lose 10 pounds.
You?
I would disappear. Where the fuck
Like
would I
this,
go?
the skinniest person I know.
This year.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
But
I was
Yeah.
actually gonna bring up. I was like, "Hey, Roxy,
eat a fucking
you
sandwich.
hungry?
I know.
Like,
But I'm just
I don't go to restaurants, but I will take you to one."
all that to say
and
exactly
pay
what
for
you were just
food 'cause
talking
I do
about.
that.
Though. Just
Yeah.
what you were talking about. It just is. It's this industry. So you ask about Hollywood. I mean, I Steph myself after being here for several years. There's nobody that doesn't have a story. Nobody with a vagina doesn't have a story, or who identifies as a woman doesn't have a story.
Especially within entertainment, like we all work in film, TV industry, but like even I used to work in the music industry. I still do a little bit, but like I dabble. But there's a reason why I quit artist management is because just the music industry in general, like look at how they treat their female artists. Imagine like every female that works in that industry as a manager, as like an executive assistant, like all the time. Like it was gross. Like what I saw. Like I personally, like I have stories. Like I worked in a movie that for the Weinstein Company, right? Like there's you can tell even if you don't specifically like personally get harassed, you can see the power in the room.
The culture.
Yeah, there's a culture of like these people have power and I yes them. And no matter what I do, those people have more power than I, which is the same structure as like we're seeing in any issue of currently with social justice and oppressive systems.
So, I would be remiss in not bringing up a concept that does happen, and it's one which is extremely problematic. But what about situations where the person claims sexual harassment and it was false, or it's false, and they destroy or damage someone's
Somebody's
reputation
I would
and or livelihood?
I didn't mean to point at you like it was false when you.
No.
That does happen.
I would love to answer this question. Of all the crimes that there is, like the heavy crimes, false claims on sexual harassment is the lowest reported false crime. So of all the crimes that people falsely report and snitch on people or go to the feds on someone, sexual assault is the least. The least. So when we talk about it and we constantly villainize women for the small percentage that do this, and the smallest percentage that do this deserve to be in jail. I think this is the most disgusting thing, just as in any crime where you pin someone to a crime that's not actually what happened. But we have changed the narrative where we have made this seem like a crime that people often falsely report. That is not the case. So, like, yes, we can talk about the small percentage that is falsely reported. Those people deserve to burn. Truly, burn them. I don't fucking care. They are almost as worse as the oppressor. But it's just such a small crime. So I really don't even like when it's, like, brought up, because for so long, women have been blamed as these, like, you did this, you caused this, you claim this.
Well, because it's brought up like it's a 50-50.
Yeah,
Like,
and
they
it's
could
not.
be telling the truth. They
It's
could be lying.
it's a small percentage. I specifically, like, I have equally the same amount of female and male friends, and I have seen women lie about my male friends. I've also been in circumstances where,
What do you mean, D?
well, so I've been in both circumstances where I specifically know that a woman has lied about a male friend, and I also have been in circumstances where my male friend and my female friend have both told me they've been, like, in shitty circumstances about each other or with each other. And that's where I get very objective, and I'm like, I'm there for both of you. I wasn't there, and I'm here to listen to both of you. But there are circumstances, and it's a smaller percentage where women are actually lying to ruin a dude's reputation. I just think it's a much smaller minority. It's a much smaller percentage than what it actually
could be a very
happens.
small percentage, and I'm not doubting that it is, and I appreciate the fact that it's the smallest of all falsehood claims within a crime.
But it exists, is
But
what
it
you're
does
saying.
Not only does it exist, however, it's also legally one of the most difficult things to prove. So here's the situation.
Yeah.
Dorina, do you speak French?
No, just Spanish.
Prove it to me you don't speak French.
Le fromage.
Prove it.
Little
You
bit.
can't prove that you don't do something.
Right.
But
Very
it's
difficult. So when
also
it comes
very
to
hard
other
prove
crimes-
that you did something.
When it comes to other crimes, we do. I mean, we also think Guantanamo Bay
Tehran,
is problematic, and
how
there's
is-
a very small
How is it
percentage.
fair that you could know a language or not know a language and you can't prove that, which would take a lifelong?
Well, no, the
and you're
concept
saying
is
that's
legally.
the equivalent.
the
Legally,
concept is it's easy to claim that someone did something without knowing.
Right.
Regardless, for both sides, it's extremely hard to prove.
it is
It's
extremely
not-
hard to prove. Also,
You're talking about disproving.
yes,
Actually proving something, what people say is, then you should have gotten a kit. You should have gone to the hospital. You should have been able to prove this, which is not acknowledging the trauma that comes with being sexually assaulted. So I'm not as worried about the fact that it's hard to disprove as it is that it's challenging to prove, because the amount of cases that go unproven is infinitely more than the amount of cases that go proven and are not real.
and also
and look
remember
at
we
what happened
don't
with
taste,
people that are actually, like, in the public
Convicted.
eye, like that douchebag from Stanford,
Brock
Brock
Turner.
Turner.
right? That didn't, like, nothing happened to him,
3
right? Because
months.
he was in a place of privilege where I can't even imagine how traumatic it was for the girl that, like,
Chanel Miller.
yeah, that actually got assaulted by him, and he just was fine.
Behind a fucking dumpster.
Because
Right.
his
As he
dad wrote a
continues
letter
to have a
that he
swim
should be
career.
able to have filet mignon.
But let's be real. To be in the state of mind where after you have been sexually assaulted, that you are okay within 48 hours to go and admit yourself to the hospital to get a kit in order, because that's what it takes in the court of law to prove that you've been sexually assaulted. You need DNA evidence a lot of the time. To be in that state, you are more than a fucking champion. Like, my hat is off to you, and it doesn't mean if you're not in that state that my hat isn't off to you, because it so is. But that is such a small amount of people that what you're talking about, Tehran, is
whoa,
No,
it's not what I'm talking
no,
about.
no,
I'm
what
whoa,
you
whoa,
mentioned.
let's not
What
throw
you
this.
mentioned. What you
This isn't
mentioned.
Tehran. Tehran's on your side. Woo, Tehran.
this I know. Tehran.
This is when I spit
You
on the
just
back. Like, I'm
wooed.
on your
To be clear, would I be sitting here if
Yeah.
I hadn't known you for 9 years and
Yo,
known you were on my side?
to be
9
clear and
years?
fair,
Tehran,
yeah.
yeah.
But to be
Whoa.
fair and clear, also,
And he doesn't have my number saved.
yo,
It's fine.
It's disgusting.
not
you
gonna
dated
cry.
Andrew, so I'm not.
You dated someone that gay
doesn't
people
have-
whirlies.
Steph, don't you vouch for me? Like
Andrew?
you're a vouch?
Andrew cheated on me after a Pink Floyd cover band concert with Tessa Ellis. It's a
Why-
whole
Hilarious.
thing.
Oh, man, was it
wouldn't
at
you have
least that
my
Laser
number
Pink
saved, though?
Floyd
We
show?
were on panels together.
Listen,
like,
I don't
That's
have
what
your
you
number
were
saved.
concerned about after what I just said. Andrew cheated on me.
fuck Andrew.
Yeah,
Andrew
fuck that
lives
guy
in
that gives
Granada
whirlies.
now
whirlies.
on a boat. Hello, Andrew. We follow each other on Instagram. All is well.
But think about, look, like what Roxy was talking about DNA, that's literally if somebody gets like raped. Think about everybody that gets like assaulted. Think about
Assaulted,
people that
harassed,
like
yep.
I know so many stories from women all over the place, friends that work in journalism, from friends that work in entertainment, like where they have to deal with like creepy drunk bosses, right? That's just like somebody grabbing them. Right? Like that's something
yeah,
that
the
most women
blow
have
back
dealt
touch.
with.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Arm squeeze.
I would say probably 75% of the women I know in this industry have been sexually
Yep.
assaulted.
Yep.
That is a low number.
Yep.
Mhm. That's fucking shitty. And that's not actually
And
like
then I look
straight
at
up
Tehran.
rape.
That's
Tehran?
like is
What do you have
it
to say about
is.
that?
Like,
I mean,
this is why I
I-
get so upset about this conversation, and I've been talking about this when we talk about people who are like, "Oh, I really hope my first kid's a boy because boys are so much easier to raise." And I just think this is such a false.
Raise them
misinterpretation.
better.
We haven't raised boys. We've raised girls to protect themselves, to know not what to wear, to know not where to be, to know
Sometimes.
not who to
Which
act
is why
like.
boys are dumber
And
and,
then boys
bad
can
at
run
multitasking.
wild
Yeah,
and
but
just do
Steph,
whatever the fuck they
here's my
want.
thing. My nieces and nephews are precious. I will say this, that my nieces ask me questions. My nephews just don't question. Like I'll be like, I'll tell my niece. She'll be like, "What's that?" And I'll be like, "Oh, it's a spotlight." No, it's not. What do you mean? You don't speak English. Like if I tell you something's a spotlight,
It's
that
a
is what it's called.
spotlight.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You don't have. But if I was like, my nephew was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "It's a googly boogly." He'd be like, "Oh, googly boogly," and that's it. Like
That's
no.
an
This
issue.
speaks to
Yeah.
your first point that men were dumb.
All right,
Yeah,
just,
I'm
just
not-
To be,
I don't
just
ever
to be
take that
clear by a
away.
show of hands. Tehran, have you ever been sexually harassed?
Yes.
What
Ever been
do
sexually
you, do you
assaulted?
mind? Do you mind what like if we ask for specifics? Like, have you been like there's like rape and then there's
No,
just
that-
like
I said
grabbing.
I've
harassed. I
simply
said
been
harassed.
So
harassed.
what's the difference? Okay.
I
I've been
I said
sexually
harassed.
harassed. Yes.
Have you been sexually assaulted? Can I ask you that question?
Not within a reasonable limit. So there was a one specific time that always sticks out in my mind where I had a reaction to a sexual confrontation by another person that sticks out in my mind. And then there are smaller microaggressions of that, but nothing that would ever compare to something that happened to.
Do you
a
think
female
that we
counterpart.
don't acknowledge the amount of sexual harassment and assault in males in the industry?
Yes, but not a primary concern.
Because there's not a power
yes.
dynamic
Right.
physically.
Exactly.
Like, you're-
within-
were you
well,
That's the thing for
Did
you
also,
feel-
it's a
like, did you
of
feel fear?
physicality.
one of the times that I was kind of sexually assaulted was by another male.
Oh.
Another male, like at the club, physically grabbed my throat, but
Oh,
in a
no.
sexual manner.
What were you wearing?
Right?
Was
Right?
it short?
There you
I was
go.
wearing.
Low
I was
cut?
actually
Were
wearing
you
tighter
drunk?
pants. No.
Were you flirting? Was your eyes moving? These are the questions.
Did you say
Exactly.
you wanted
See-
it? Did you say hello? That
so
matters.
that was a time that I had an immediate reaction, as in this has become a dangerous situation where now I might have to have a physical altercation. It was a drunk male who did so.
This sounds like a Terry Crews situation. Like you were a little bit cupped, and then there was a.
No. There was, and then there was a reaction on my part, and then a release and a realization, and
Okay.
that was the end of that. So that's why I said it existed, but it wasn't to the same
A
level.
danger.
There was a split second danger,
Mhm.
right?
And
And
then
so
you hit.
that's why I acknowledge it. However, I also don't prioritize it the way I would if the same thing happened to a female counterpart. It would be exponentially more dangerous because of our physical size in that situation.
Yeah.
Like you don't
Okay.
feel physically threatened where you're like, I don't know if I'm safe right now, and I have
At
to
that
leave
moment,
the
I did
situation.
feel physically threatened, but I
Okay.
also
You
felt that
handled it.
I was able to handle. And at that point, at that situation, I didn't feel life or death
Right.
physically threatened.
So your question was about Hollywood. So by a quick show of hands by the women at the table, raise your hand if you ever felt unsafe with a man in the room. Raise your hand if you ever felt like you were
All their
being-
hands are raised, just for
Yeah.
everyone.
like you were being sexually harassed.
Yeah.
Everyone's hands is raised.
And FYI, I love dick, and I still have felt that way.
And raise your hand if you were ever sexually assaulted by a colleague in the entertainment industry.
And everyone's hands is up.
So and honestly, including yours. So by that, if you're asking about Hollywood specifically, I can't imagine that another industry has that same percentage where it's 100%. If we were doing one of those polls that they put out there, like 57% of Republicans are okay with the fact that 176,000 people have died of COVID. I don't know where they fucking get those numbers, but if we were doing one of those polls from the people in this room, by the way, friend over there, I'm not including you because I'm being kind because I don't know if you want to be on camera, but by the 4 other people in this room, that's 100%. 100% of people in Hollywood based on this poll who have been sexually harassed or assaulted. Like, so to your question, how do we answer anything other than that?
So now, with all this newfound knowledge, and I want to throw out for people who don't realize that we have, at this point, with all the conversation in regards to the police, we still have in this state of California 65% of rape kits that have not been tested. I do want to point that out.
Yep.
But going to this point, so what can we do? How can men, what can men do? What should I be doing? I have an opinion, but I would love to hear from each one of you what I should be doing as well.
Listen. Men don't listen as much. Men want to give an opinion, and you just have to put yourself in the other person's place, right? So, like, you've gone through a form of sexual harassment, and so you just have to picture that to the nth degree as to what a lot of women have gone through, right? So it's literally all about empathy.
Mhm.
If you listen to other people's stories and what they've gone through, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be that guy.
I would say I agree. Understand that we can be equals intellectually, but physically we can be different, and it doesn't mean that we're unequal, but you have to understand those differences, and you have to understand how that plays out into into the level of when we're interacting physically, and how that might affect our interaction, and how that should affect the way you interact with me.
Yeah. Know that consent is sexy as fuck. There is never a situation in which somebody asks me if I'm okay with something that I think that's not sexy. Literally never a situation.
Yeah.
To men who think
Facts.
that's awkward, then you're
It's
not
not.
an adult. I would love to be asked if I'm okay with any and everything.
Me too.
So consent is fucking hot.
Yeah.
I would like to give my consent.
Yep.
And as somebody who's very sex positive, like, there are so many different kinks and wants in your sex life, right? Everybody's into different things. We just talked about people pooping on each other. I'm not into that, but if you're into that, that's great, right? So there's people into rape fantasies, right? Like, there's people into all kinds of things that are a little bit weird, but as long as you talk to each other and there's consent, like Roxy says,
Communication, yeah.
you have a great time.
Yeah. Totally.
So I hope everyone, we learned, can't always be a perfect gentleman, but you can learn and grow and become better. And remember to raise your kids. You heard it from our expert female panelists. Thank you so much for weighing in on this very pressing situation. And I don't know if everyone realizes how pressing that it is. Every week we pick Imperfect Gentlemen of the Week, people who embody the characteristics of imperfect gentlemen. This week is the NBA for taking a stance
yeah.
on the murder of Jacob Blake and other injustices in the United States and abroad. So it's
Shout
a
out to
step.
the Lakers and the Clippers
Yeah,
and
shout
LeBron.
out.
Yeah.
It's a step.
And to Kyrie and to
It is. Thank you so much for being on the panel. Dorina, you have now been added to my favorite people list.
Oh, thank you, Tara. Are you
Steph
gonna text me
and
back?
Roxy, no. But Steph and Roxy have been on that list for a very
Or are
long
you gonna
time.
save our numbers?
No.
Awooga! Awooga!
Oh, God. Say
Oh,
lovey.
Okay. All right. Where can
Okay,
people find
as
you
the
if you want to be
horse just entered
found?
the building.
Where can people find you if you want to be
We
found?
have our new YouTube channel, literally youtube.com/the Whirl Girls.
What?
And we are whirling all over the place. We have a Whirl Girl Wednesdays, a new episode that comes out every Wednesday, and we're also live streaming most days of the week now.
Like 5 days.
Pretty
We-
much.
If you don't want to see us, then don't subscribe because we are in your face all of the motherfucking time.
But it's
Yeah.
fun.
It's
Yeah.
really fun. And then we all have our own YouTube channels as well. Steph puts out a ton of political content and is trying to keep you guys as informed as fuck because it's
When you
very
send in your
important right
mail-in
now.
ballots, you got to be informed. I
Yes,
got you.
for sure. Darina is trying to make sure that you guys keep sane by doing these DJ sets and making you dance your faces off, which I love.
Yeah, she does.
And I'm live every single day, live at the Roxy as well, just talking about random bullshit and celebrity culture and also the things that matter. So yeah, we're doing the damn thing. Tehran, thanks for asking.
Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate
Thank you
it. and
so much for
definitely we'll
having
find you.
us,
No,
Tehran.
thank you for being here and enlightening us. Definitely hope that everyone takes note of the conversation we had. Make sure to tell your friends, spread the word, share the love. Find me at I Am Tehran all across the board. IAMTHRAN. And of course, you can find Mr. George Corey at Mr. George Corey, KHOURI. And we are Imperfect Gentlemen. Remember, nobody's perfect but us.
What happened to the
See you next week.
equality? What happened to the animosity instead of spreading love?